Hello, everybody. We're going to start very soon.
I know the MSQ logo.
They're being nerds.
Baby.
We're good. Okay. Hello. We are going to get started here in a minute. Let's test some things.
Okay. Dun, dun, dun.
Hey, you guys hear me? Start cheering now!
Not very loud for the kids, but I could turn it up.
Turn it up.
Let me get chat. YouTube.com/
Anything you remember?
Don't cry for me, Argentina.
No shorties por mi Argentina. Mi
Is that
alma
popular in
está
Argentina?
Contigo.
That
Sí.
Evita is popular.
Yes,
Argentina.
it is.
There you go.
Evita is huge.
Okay. I guess that makes sense. They say your name right in it.
Yeah.
I wonder if it has anything to do with Argentina beyond that.
Socialist in the history in the socialist country. Pretty big.
That has a lot to do with Argentina.
There's no way to know that.
I can tell.
Okay, there's that. That's why is YouTube yelling at me? Please configure both primary and backup streams correctly. Homie, I think I just...
Backup stream?
Yeah,
Backup
comparison of the
stream?
streams failed because one of the streams has an invalid
show.
configuration. All right, I'll fix that
They know
next
we
time.
do this shit live? Come on now.
Yeah, come on.
What is going on? I'm
I'm
scared.
Okay.
Like I can make my Daisy power band look like one of those fancy opera glasses.
Oh, look at that.
How
Oh,
sophisticated.
what a sophisticated
Not all
charming
making
man.
look like a total tool.
Right.
What a sophisticated little man. Little gentleman.
Okay. Okie doke. Fantastic. We should get started. I think that we are ready. I can tweet, I guess. I guess I can tweet.
Oh, thread it. Skeet it.
Yeah, I'll skeet it. Let me skeet it. Yeah. How do I skeet?
Man,
up here
posting
is
just sounds-
genius.
It sounds so lame to say post. I posted it.
Yeah.
I want to get used to that. I'll give you skeet. At least I have some
I
personality.
skeeted it. I hive it. I busted.
Yeah, remember
I busted.
Hive? Shit.
Shout out to Hive.
I still got it
May his
installed.
soul rest in peace. I think it's very popular amongst like German pop club or some shit like that. It's like
Okay, well then I'm getting back on board. I'm back on board.
Yeah, like
say,
in
what,
Germany,
coke
the
dealers?
underground Germany scene is Hive is huge. It's
I was
cute,
a fan of
baby.
that silence just now.
Okay, I'm gonna count us in and get started. Is Mike ready?
Mikey's ready. You have super chats ready?
No, and now I
Tweet.
do. I did
Mike
just
is kinda
tweet,
low for
I
me.
had to tweet actually. All right.
and this is my level. Mike, where you can you talk to 3?
Mike,
Yeah.
talking 1, 2, 3, talking closer to Mike than ever. So all the volumes are good these days. It's
And
better.
it's sounding
Yeah,
good to
yeah,
me,
it's-
and I'm there, and
it
I'm there,
sounds
I'm there,
good.
I'm there,
Sounds
I'm
good, sounds
there. All right, here we go. In 5, 4, 3.
Hey, you guys hear me? Start cheering now! Yeah, let's get this over with. Yeah.
Woof woof. Hi, I'm Mike Minotti, and I am a Nintendog.
Hi, I'm Jeff Grubb, and I am a Nintendog.
And we are the last of the Nintendogs. Today, hey Mario, what's going on in the neighbor's yard? Some Mario Kart tracks are imminent, and I have a major lifestyle announcement to make. But Jeff, how are you doing?
I'm worried
Why?
because I feel like I've zinged you a couple times, and now I'm like I'm sure the other shoe's gonna drop.
Oh yeah, you're definitely gonna get it.
I'm
You're
like
in big trouble.
I'm pretty sure I'm in big trouble. I'm like I am. What's his name on the bus of The Simpsons saying I'm in danger because I
That's
feel
not
like
on The Simpsons. That's from an episode of Family Guy.
what? Wait,
No,
what?
that's from the scene.
That's
It's Ralph.
Ralph Wickham. It's from the Family Guy Simpsons crossover.
Is it
It's
really?
technically
Oh,
a
I had no
Family Guy
idea.
episode. I love pointing that
Wow,
out.
that's good. Okay, that's nuts.
That's
yeah.
crazy.
Anyhow, I feel like I'm in
Grayson,
danger.
you're not on this show. Shut up.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Get back in the mod hole. So I'm just worried. I'm worried I'm gonna get mine.
Yo, you're gonna get yours. Maybe this Thursday, maybe later, maybe a lot more. We'll see.
All right. Well,
All right.
I did find the bag that has my costume for Blight Club in there. So
You're gonna say the bag that had your hair.
well, I know where that is. That's literally hanging on a nail in my garage. It's like
Yeah,
nailed to my wall.
Yeah, were you a serial killer? What the hell?
I don't have to answer that question. I'm also worried. Like we keep saying we're doing Blight Club on Thursday. Dan is like driving from like 4 a.m. all day, and he's gonna get there and he has to get everything set up, and then we do it. And I'm like, there's no way it's gonna
You
fall
don't think
apart.
it's happening?
I mean, it's just
We'll have a backup plan.
We'll have a
but
backup plan.
I know. Yeah, we'll have a backup plan. I mean, I'm as anxious as everyone else to get started.
me too.
It's almost like for some reason we knew ahead of time Dave would not be able to go next to Blake or something. But we'll
Protect the
get there,
business,
don't
Mike.
worry.
Protect the business.
Yeah. But you don't want to hear about my lifestyle change?
I do want to hear about your lifestyle change. I'm a little scared, but what is it?
Well, I think I've been having recurring dreams lately
Oh no.
about Love Boat, and I've never even seen a second of Love Boat in my life.
Uh-huh.
And I was listening to my Disney podcast today, and they just went on a tangent about Love Boat for some reason. And I think I'm done fighting it. I think the universe is telling me to just be a boomer. I think I'm going to just start watching Love Boat. You know, everybody makes fun of me for being a boomer, but whenever they make fun of me, it's for all the best stuff. It's for like Sega Genesis games and the Flintstones. And so like maybe Love Boat is just great too. Maybe that's going to be my favorite show. I don't know what happens on there. It's a boat though. Boats are nice. Love's a good emotion. So I think I'm just embracing it now. I think I'm just going to be a boomer.
How do you even get to this point, Mike? What, like,
I don't know what happened.
how do you even start watching it? Like, is it streaming somewhere?
Somebody help me. All these kids who watch can't help. Where do I watch
You're gonna legally download Love Boat.
How do I watch Love Boat?
Like, you get put on a list if you pirate Love Boat. They're like this.
For 10 seasons, somebody must have liked it.
You should have to get it on like VHS or whatever, or like a tape swap with someone.
Do VHS.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to where to watch. Well, I'm going to get put on a list. You're right. Where to watch? The only thing I think I've ever saw of Love Boat was an SNL skit when Patrick Stewart was on there when they did Love Boat: The Next Generation. Hey, it's on Paramount Plus, so right where we're that's good. I got Paramount Plus for Star Trek, so there. I'll watch Love Boat on there.
I guess I'll ask for reports about how it goes. I mean, do you understand? Do you know what the premise is?
No.
Do you know any of the characters?
No.
Is one of them like a slick, like black guy that's like cool and cooler, like cooler than everybody? I
have no idea. In fact, I'm expecting the cast to be almost offensively white.
Sure. Yes. Okay. I'm very excited about this lifestyle change. I don't know if you're growing. You seem to be actually becoming more stubborn, but I like it.
We're retrograde.
Yeah.
It's not good for me.
Mars and Mikey are in retrograde, everybody, so look out. Oh, boy. Isaac, the bartender. Thank you, Whiskey Samurai. There we go.
Have you seen Love Boat?
I've seen like pop culture references to Love Boat.
How is it?
All the very funny references. Some of the best references.
All right. There's 250 episodes of Love Boat. Maybe I can just find out which one's the best one.
Oh, you're gonna do a skip list? You don't want any filler?
A Love Boat community. Yeah, like what's the best arc in Love Boat?
Listen, sometimes the show got ahead of the manga, and they had to like kill some time.
Right. They had to get Garlic Jr. in there. Incredible.
Fuck, don't make me get excited to watch Love Boat too. So just
do it. I mean, isn't it? I'm not joking. I have dreams about Love Boat. Why? What could that possibly mean?
Clearly, there's something wrong with your brain. Like, you're probably dying, and this is like your brain firing off synapses of something you heard once when you were a child. Yeah,
there's a movie. Is there a Love Boat movie?
Okay, that's pretty good. Television shows did used to have like 25 episodes per season. That was insane.
I mean, Star Trek was like that. Like, yeah, it's insane. Now it's like, yeah, we'll get 8 episodes, maybe. Yeah, very
and it's better. I mean, it's a
times.
lot less money for like the writers and producers on the show and the actors, but you know, it's easier for me. I can actually consume a show that's 10 episodes.
It's incredible. Like, that's what I mean. You would build like actual elaborate sets for like Star Trek Deep Space Nine. We would build a fake space station because it's like, well, we're going to use this for 7 years, I guess. Incredible. Anyways, Jeff.
I'm sorry for derailing the show. Yeah, you're right.
How dare you? It's been a busy day for gaming, not necessarily for Nintendo, but this is kind of involves
what do you mean?
all
Call of
gaming.
Duty guaranteed on Switch now.
Absolutely. Implications all over the gaming world for what's been going on with the court case FTC against Xbox. The judge has ruled in favor of Xbox, has denied the FTC's preliminary injunction request. This looks like Microsoft is in pretty good shape here. The FTC would have to maybe look for different avenues if they still want to go through this later.
They could appeal, and it sounds like they're going to appeal, but the appeal process wouldn't even start until after the deal has closed.
And then in like the same day, Microsoft and the UK regulators are talking again. So they're negotiating. It seems kind of like maybe the CMA is kind of feeling like an island here, that they're just going to get left out. So they have to try to make a deal happen now. Like maybe they were hoping for the FTC to kind of see things or get things going here.
I think the most cynical way to read that is the FTC and the CMA had a gentleman's agreement about, hey, CMA, if you stand in the way, the FTC will go as hard as possible to try to stop it on our side, and then maybe combined we can get a handful of wins on each side, and then we can use our power collectively to derail Microsoft. And it's like, but if we lose this preliminary injunction, there's not much we're going to be able to do, and you can go back to being on your own and doing what's best for you. And I think in the end, I mean, what's going to be best for the UK is getting some sort of deal done here, so that Microsoft doesn't leave pull its gaming operations out of the UK. That's more jobs lost for a country that's already kind of struggling with employment because of Brexit.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. But it would certainly seem to be at a very, hey, this looks like this is definitely happening again in terms of Microsoft buying Activision. It looks like they're in as strong a position as they have been in a long time, certainly since it seemed like it was really getting derailed when the CMA was against it. Things are looking good. Do you think this is happening, Jeff?
Well, what was your premise there again? Someone said Threads is good, and I started thinking about Threads, and I stopped listening to you.
Is Threads good? It seemed I don't
know. That's why I was like, is it? Yeah, exactly. That's what my brain
I'm even gonna look at it until it has a web app. I can tell you that much.
Yeah, fair enough.
Do you think is the deal happening? You think Microsoft's going to own Activision?
Yes. Yeah, I think so. It's hard to see like what could stand in the way strong enough to derail it at this point. The FTC was clearly the best bet for that. I think everybody involved at this point is sort of resigned to the fact that it's going through, and in the end, I think it's probably the right move. It's probably the right choice. Like the judge, like in the ruling, I was like reading through some of it, and it was pretty scathing. It was pretty much like FTC kind of looked a bit foolish based on what she said. Mostly kind of talking about how. In so many words saying, hey, this might be bad for Sony, but it's not bad for consumers. Something she said during the preliminary injunction hearing itself.
And
but
she does mention how like so much of what FTC is like basing their argument off of is just quotes directly from Jim Ryan, right?
Yep.
And like, well, yes, of course he thinks this is bad for consumers. Like, what else have you got?
Yep, exactly. So it's hard to imagine the FTC coming back from this. But we've seen stranger things so far in this case. It's been wild. It's been a year and a half, and on this grand timeline that this case is happening on, anything's possible. But for the most part, I'm pretty confident now that the deal's going to go through.
I think you're right that I agree this is ultimately going to be a fine thing for the most part. I am also glad that it did get this much scrutiny, even though it sometimes seems silly and stupid. I think for one thing, it sends a message of, hey, this one's going to go through. Nobody try one this big again anytime soon. Right.
And it's like this one went through because it cleared all of these very specific hurdles. And those hurdles now have been amplified and people can see them. It's like, are you making promises up front to, maintain competition? Is that like, are you in a position where you're willing to make deals that are helping out some of your competitors to ensure an even playing field and stuff like that? If you're not going to come to the table ready to do that, you probably shouldn't even be trying this, because that's half the battle. There was the judge saying, well, the FTC kind of already got what it wants because Microsoft's already made all these agreements. And a lot of companies are not going to want to do that. It won't be worth it to them. And then just like looking at this long trek, and I know a lot of people are like, oh, this sets a precedent. And it's like, that's not really how it works. Like, there's a precedent that every deal that is less than $70 billion has to go through now. That's not what this means at all. The specifics matter when it comes to precedent. And it's like, no deal's going to be exactly like this. There are going to be ones that will be similar, and maybe they can point to this. But, this, the NVIDIA trying to acquire ARM, the mobile chip designer that every company in the world uses basically for their RISC architecture. That deal was, it's similar in a lot of ways in terms of its scale, but in terms of the specifics and the dynamism of the market, it's very different, and those specifics matter. And I think just looking this sort of hardcore in terms of your attempts from the FTC is going to be enough to discourage a lot of companies from thinking this is an easy thing we can get by the FTC, especially if it is a little bit bigger in scale.
What do you think this means for Nintendo, if anything?
Not much. Nintendo is obviously a competitor, but they are still their way of competing is to try to stay above the fray a little bit and to make an appeal to a slightly different audience of families and things like that.
And the judge did say in her opinion, I believe that she didn't really buy the idea that Nintendo was a competitor at all. But there is a distinction between this kind of high-end console market that PlayStation and Xbox are competing against. So it was kind of like a win-loss there with that whole argument that Sony was making.
And she was like, she did that to give the FTC the benefit of the doubt a little bit on that market. And like, even on those terms is basically what she's saying is you're still not convincing me that you have much of a case here. So it's like, even with the benefit of the doubt, the FTC was losing there. But going back to what it means for Nintendo, I think Nintendo is probably just sitting on the side, pretty curious about what Microsoft's going to do and how they're actually going to make good on their promises. But happy to take it and happy to make it happen. And I don't think like suddenly Nintendo's going to wake up tomorrow and be like, okay, well, we got to start doing things with Call of Duty in mind. We're going to get Call of Duty tomorrow. Like it's pretty similar to how Valve feels. You know, we heard in the thing from the ruling and throughout the court case that Valve was like, we don't need to sign an agreement with Microsoft. We just want to we're going to make Steam as appealing as possible and make people want to put the games out on there. And I think Nintendo has a similar sort of thought process where like, we're going to make Nintendo as appealing as possible for our consumers, our gamers. And if other people want to try to reach our audience, which is a very specific audience, they got to come through us. And I think that Nintendo is like going to keep that as their North Star and not worry about the ramifications of what Microsoft is trying to do.
All right. I think that all sounds right. And then, man, I don't know. All this, you said something on the Giant Bombcast today. You kind of asked everybody there, like, how do you guys feel about the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X now that we're 3 years in there? Everybody's kind of nonplussed. And I'm like, man, I'm kind of nonplussed too. And I came into these consoles really excited, really enthusiastic. And now we're already kind of like making a lot of compromises. The output has not been great. We know games are taking longer to make than ever. And I guess Microsoft acquiring Activision is going to be fine for that. But again, it is just weird that somehow these 3-year consoles, even though I of course am looking forward to the Switch too, I am still like mostly like most of my positive thoughts console wise are with my 7-year-old Switch and not these still kind of new flashy machines.
Yeah, it's I guess I don't know exactly what the difference is other than, obviously this prolonged cross-platform era that we were in. But it's like,
you think that was a mistake? You think if they could have done that again, maybe they shouldn't have?
I don't know. Like, there's no perfect answer there, right? Because do they cut off the last systems earlier because those systems were still home for a lot of game sales? We saw that at least with the Japanese numbers. We can't exactly extrapolate perfectly, but
there were those shortages early on.
Yes, and we can look at the fact that the companies decided to keep doing it as evidence that it probably was a significant bolstering to their sales. But I think that the real mistake is in preparing the new games that are next gen only, new gen only. Those should have been kind of rock solid, and already those ones are feeling a bit like, oh, what's going on here? Some of them are running at 30 frames per second. They have a lot of performance issues. Jedi Survivor being one of them, and of course that game. They rushed it out because it's EA, and that's how they do it with a game like that. But it's like, man, the first crop of new gen only games after the sprinkling we got from Sony so far. Excuse me. They've been mostly like, they're fine games. In a lot of cases, they're very good games. But in terms of the performance, it's been weird. So it hasn't felt like this great coming out party. Here it is. We've arrived finally. It's like we've arrived and the party feels a bit like weird. Like the vibes are off.
Yeah, I think that's exactly right. Maybe Starfield's going to kind of fix that a bit. But, again, it is going to be a 30 FPS game. I am kind of over it, but it is also kind of me being over Xbox a little bit. Like, if we get these mid-gen refreshes with these consoles, like maybe I'll feel guilted into getting the PlayStation one. And I always feel bad. It kind of works out this way, but I'm like, why would I get an Xbox Series X Pro and not just upgrade my PC more?
I mean, I don't know if you should feel bad because we had Phil on the couch, Giant Bomb, and we kind of talked around that subject a bunch of times. And I think he was getting a little like, guys, you don't get it. We don't care. we don't. Like, yeah, we're going to keep making the consoles because we make consoles. But if you're playing our games on PC, we really, really, really don't care.
And I guess like I like appreciate that. And then there's another part of me. It's almost like kind of wish you did care more. Maybe I don't know.
I know what you mean, and I think that's what they're in this weird spot where they got to sort of balance that a little bit, but I'm not sure how interested they are in balancing that.
All right, Jeff. So that's all of that fun stuff. Tomorrow, speaking of the Switch, though, we are getting some more Mario Kart tracks. I am excited for this drop. This is the Wave 5. Believe it or not, we're already at Wave 5. This is going to include Athens Dash from Mario Kart Tour, Daisy Cruiser, a fantastic double dash level. I think this is one a lot of people have been looking forward to, so that's fun. Moonview Highway from Mario Kart Wii, Squeaky Clean Sprint. This is a brand new track. This is the one that takes place in a bathroom. Very excited for this.
Apparently, it's out now. In fact, you could play these courses immediately. So as you're hearing this,
in Japan, huh?
For sure, yes, I guess so. I think a lot of these courses looked very good. I've been very excited. This looked like the most substantial wave so far, in my opinion.
Los Angeles Labs from Mario Kart Tour, Sunset Wilds from Mario Kart Super Circuit, Koopa Cape from Mario Kart Wii, that's fun, and Vancouver Velocity from Mario Kart Tour. I'm almost a little bummed there's so many Tour tracks, as those haven't really super hit well for me, but a lot of other good-looking ones here. It is for fun. It's always a good excuse here to pick up my Mario Kart and get back in there, at least play through these courses once. We had some really nice ones in that last wave. That Yoshi's Island course they added was incredible. I kind of think it's more of those kind of things. Me too. That's the gold standard now for these new courses coming through the waves, is that brand new course that they designed. They were never gonna put Mario Kart 9 out on the Switch. We've now heard their reasoning. They've said it explicitly to Ubisoft in regards to Mario plus Rabbids, and they're like, hey, just do one per system, like we do for most part, except for Mario Party, which we do like 5 per system. Yeah, right. And it's like, okay, yeah, so they were never going to put another Mario Kart here because they're going to save 9 for the next system, and that, of course, that makes sense. But in that world where we're not getting a 9, I think this way of doing things is pretty good. It's maybe not the best. Like I can imagine where it's like we're getting all these new courses, and the majority of them are brand new and based on maybe other Nintendo properties, and start branching off in that way, the way some of the previous DLC has. But short of that, I've been pretty happy with these waves, and we check in on them. Like I usually play them the day they come out, maybe a little bit more, and then we wait to the next wave, and that's fine because that's where I'm at with Mario Kart. That's totally okay. Absolutely. All right. We've been getting some super chats. If you guys want to send in super chats you haven't yet, please do so. We will read them before the end of the show. We always appreciate it. Also, if you're watching live, if you can hit that thumbs up button, we also appreciate that. It helps more people find the show and just kind of makes us feel good. With those activations, those thumbs up activations. Thumbs up if you're gonna watch Love Boat with me. Let's freaking go. We're gonna really mess up. Oh my god, we're losing algorithm. Likes. We're losing likes. We're gonna really mess up that Paramount Plus algorithm. They're gonna have to green light a new Love Boat. They're gonna actually make Love Boat the next generation. The millennials and the Gen Zers are rushing to Love Boat. We got to remake this. It must just. I assume it's just like a show about a cruise boat crew, right? Yes, that's my understanding. Yeah. I'm going on a cruise boat. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe because I'm going on a cruise boat, and the only pop culture reference I have to cruise boats is a Love Boat. So that's why I'm like making it up in my dreams. I feel like I wish you would stop saying cruise boat. It's cruise ship. Cruise boat. Well, it's a Love Boat and a cruise ship. Okay, give me a break. Okay, it just sounds weird. I don't like it. Why don't you read the super chats, you super chat monkey? Go. Super chat monkey back with you once again to read from Big Jimbo Ryan. Oh no. Anyways, wait, stop. I wish it was just, oh no. Yes. That would be very good. He says, oh no. Anyways, no one's going to have an issue if we were to buy Square, right? Maybe Nintendo, but they don't count as competition. Yeah. Yes, I think you can probably get away pretty easily with buying Square Enix. Like no one's going to care. But people, that's wrong. People will care, but no regulator's going to care. And then Nintendo, you might have a little issue there. Big Jimbo Ryan is back and says, now a message for all you mind readers out there. And then he winks. Oh, so do you think he sent them a mental dick pic? What is that about? What does that mean? He's like sending his dick pic to be measured next to Elon and there we go, and Zuckerberg's. Yeah. Detest says, is it because of the Love Boat song that Giant Bomb plays during the pre-show? It's true.
There's I don't always hear that music, so but there probably
You
is.
call Jan?
I'll text him. I'm not gonna call him.
No, why don't you call him?
I don't want to bother him. He's
We'd
busy.
be happy.
He's got so much shit going. You have no idea. I'll broadcast it. He doesn't broadcast it, but he's so busy with so many things
He'd
in
be
his
so
personal life.
excited if we bother him for this information. Maybe Jan's a big Love Boat mark. Maybe he's gonna really teach me what's up with the Love Boat.
Okay, I'm gonna type in Jan.
I'd call him, but you know me. I'm not very considerate.
Yeah, you're a bad person. Yes, totally.
I'm a bad person.
Okay, no, not Can. Jan.
Who's Can? Oh, I thought you were trying to message a Can instead of a Jan.
No.
Just ask what he knows about the Love Boat. Love Boat, baby, Love Boat. Woo! Sign says, stay away, fools, because love rules at the Love Boat.
So now you're doing parody songs of Love Shack.
Yeah.
I love, but Mike.
Look, I was trying to kill time because you're the world's slowest texter. It would have been fast if you just called him. I'm doing you a favor. I don't want to hear it. You're not even done. You're not even done.
I took a break to yell at you.
Well, that really defeated the purpose of me killing time, didn't it?
Yes, absolutely. All right,
Yeah,
okay. I sent him a text.
I've got me a car. It's as big as a whale, and it's about to set sail.
When I was a child, I would make a parody song to Love Shack, but we'd say "butt crack, baby, butt crack."
I think every child.
Okay, good.
I still like it.
Good, that's very good. Yes. All right. More super chats here. Let's see. L. Grug says, in view of Jeff's RE4 remake comments earlier today, what is a game in your backlog that you know you will never get to? It's just the majority of them, right? At a certain point,
you're joking when you're like, I already played that game, right?
Yeah, I mean, mostly. I'm just doing it to annoy you. I mean, that's like deep down. That's how I feel, but that's not like I feel. But I've already played a lot of games and continue to enjoy them. I was having fun in Resident Evil 4. I think you were right in that I need to not play it on my Steam Deck. I need to play it on my 4090 computer where it would look very good. Yes,
I think that's correct.
So
you're gonna do it. Yeah.
I'm gonna do it, and I'll probably do it on stream in October, and that's kind of where I'm at right now. So I'll there's a lot of stuff. I'm hard on Zelda right now, very hard, everybody. And then October will be a good chance to play that, and maybe Alan Wake 2 and do some other horror games.
Yeah. Backlog game. I don't know. I'm feeling more pressure to play Octopath 2. Everyone keeps saying how good it is. I don't know why I continue to sort of not believe them, but
I mean,
maybe because
burned
it
once
spares me from having to play this 85-hour RPG, I guess.
Yes, definitely. That's a big part of it. Game in your backlog you know you'll never get back to. I don't know.
Back to is interesting. Like, yeah, what's a game I started and then kind of just didn't play much more of? I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's like it's kind of hard because like if it's in that bucket, it means I've stopped thinking about it. So
right, exactly. Yeah, like it's like Chrono Cross. I started that game back in 1999 and kind of stopped thinking about it.
Exactly. Yes. There you go. There's your answer. Chrono Cross. Let's see.
Maybe Shin Megami Tensei 5, but I purposely dropped that one. I'm over it.
Here you go. Wanted Dead. I started that game earlier this year. Played it for a little bit on stream at Giant Bomb, and I'm never going to go back to that. There you go.
I don't remember that.
Yeah. Okay, last super chat. Huey F. Newton. Have either of you played Ghost Trick? I just finished the Switch remaster, and Missile the Dog might be the greatest video game character of all time. I'm pretty sure you haven't played this. You've never talked about it.
No, I wish I was wearing my Missile shirt. I haven't played the remaster, but the original is fan freaking tastic. It's one of the best. One of the best kind of new age adventure games, even though it's older. Like, I don't even know what you call it. So much fun. And yeah, Missile is definitely the best dog in video game history, and also one of the best characters. That is one. Maybe I'll like bug you again. There's only so many games I could like to really push on Jeff to play this year before it's up, because it is just insanely busy. But I would like to see him try Ghost Trick. Maybe ask a code. Do a quick look for Giant Bomb. There's your excuse.
I installed it on the Asus ROG Ally, so I got it ready to go, and it works. So I'm gonna play it, I think. So yes.
Good.
A lot of people have been playing it over the last couple days, and they seem excited about it. So yes,
very good game.
Yep. Nintendogs says, "Today is my birthday. What's your favorite birthday-related moment in a video game?" Happy birthday, Nintendogs!
Happy birthday!
Everybody can get HBDs for Nintendogs in chat. Your favorite birthday-related moment in a video game?
It's the first one that came up, and the only one I can think of right now is like the birthday as a kid in Fallout 3 in the beginning.
Sure.
But I remember that birthday being kind of shitty. Your for some reason they invited your bully, and he bullied you there. So that's not good. Yeah. What are other like big birthday moments in video games? Like, there's some games that like kind of know it's your birthday, and they're like, "Hey, it's your birthday."
Right. I mean, Animal Crossing.
Like, yeah, it's like, okay, and you get like a gift from your mom, and it's honestly, it's almost a little depressing because it's never that much that's done for you.
Yeah, exactly. No one makes a big deal about it. You know, they have a little party in like the town square in Animal Crossing New Horizons. I don't know. I can't think of anything. I don't know.
Let's go with my Fallout 3 answer, I guess.
I suppose so. All right. I think that we are. Yes, we're all caught up on super chats. Mike, back to you.
If you guys want to send in more super chats, we will read them before the end of the show. We're going to take a quick break right now. Then we've got some questions from the community to get to. So more questions, more answers, more Love Boat. We'll be right back.
You got to stop promising the people more Love Boat. We just can't deliver on that.
Houseboat.
You're going to get it.
That's the song.
Yes.
That's the song. I'm going to build a houseboat.
Oh,
It is a song. That's true. All right. Let's see here, everybody. We are going to. What are we doing this week? I don't even know. Oh, we got a bunch of questions.
We're doing questions.
We're doing a question episode.
Questions.
Yes, questions.
Well, we didn't have a show last week, so.
That's right.
Yeah, because you patriotic motherfuckers.
Yeah, that's
well, America, brother. I'm gonna shoot my AK. My AK, whatever.
My wife, Stephanie,
M4.
got a bunch of 4th of July decorations, and I put them up in my house before Dan and Mike got here. And I knew as I was putting them up, I knew they were coming over. As I was a couple days later, as I was putting them up over the weekend, and I'm like thinking to myself, Dan and Mike are gonna make fun of me for this. These American flags on my house. They're like little banners that like you put over your window. And as soon as they got to my house, they immediately started making fun of me. And they're like, "Oh, look at this guy who loves his country." And I'm like, "Oh."
Why did you, of all people, put those up?
Because my wife got the decoration and she wanted it.
My wife.
Yeah. So listen,
right.
I don't think about it much beyond that. Like, hey, she wants this, I'll do it. No problem. It doesn't no skin off my ass other than a little bit of time to put it up. So
yeah, no.
It would be really funny if they had a Kalashnikov drum kit. You're right.
I mean, that'd be pretty cool. Yes.
Oh man, I love the AK. It's just such a fucking. I love it. It's just cute. It looks cute.
I think it's a bit. It's gaudy. I think.
Oh, I think it's artisanal. You know what I mean?
Sure. Yeah. There's wood on it, so yeah. Like you're not gonna get an M16 with wood, like a woody M16 would be actually pretty fantastic. That'd be pretty cool.
Oh man, I've been playing some of that Battle Bitch.
Oh, good for you.
Good.
That's pretty fun there, though.
Yeah, it was. I had a good
really
time.
Fun.
I had a good time.
I've been playing with my homies, and we should like fuck around and just hang out.
Right. It definitely is one of those games. Yes.
Yeah.
I was like doing pretty okay. Like it was an even KDR at 1.0, but that like for me, that's actually pretty good for a Battlefield. I usually do much worse than that. I like run and get killed.
I love the part where Mike was giving me and Christian shit when we were the medics. That was a very fun moment.
People were like, I was healing people all the time, like constantly holding that
of course
right click.
KD. What the fuck are you talking about?
What are you talking about?
Oh, when we were playing BattleBit the other day.
That's right.
So Mike, you don't know the premise of a Love Boat.
No.
I posted it on the podcast stuff.
Let me educate you here.
Let's start the show.
Okay.
I got some things to say about Love Boat.
Okay.
All
right.
I promise more Love Boat.
All right. Damn.
And we are back. All right, Jeff. I've Googled best episodes of the Love Boat,
and it just says "lol," all of them. You dumb idiot.
Well, each episode has 3 names for some reason. I don't know what
like
that's about. Well, yeah, like a Christian. The number one episode from season 5, episode 18, originally aired in 1982. It's called "His Girl's Friday: A Wife for Wilfred and the Girl Who Stood Still." In this episode, a businessman takes his prissy secretary on a business trip. When he meets a ditzy blonde, his problem is how does he get his secretary to quit so he can hire the blonde? Wilfred offers the crew $10,000 if they can find him a pretty wife. He's surrounded by 5 beautiful women, all fighting for his attention, and the crew trying to win a quick 10 grand. Wow, this sounds incredibly problematic.
I find it hard to believe that they didn't understand the depths and the nuances of human relationships in the 1970s, Mike.
The love. I need a new wife. I'm gonna pay you.
I'm gonna
to
buy a
cast off
wife.
The Love Boat.
I need a wife broker. I know what to do. I'll go to the Love Boat.
Love.
Okay. So the Love Boat is a like star of the week show. They did a lot of those like way back in the day.
At Columbo.
Yeah, well, like they would have like a bunch of famous people from back in the day from all these different shows, you know, like the Brady Bunch and whatnot. Like, I just saw it in passing on a local TV show the other day, and they had like, you know, Marsha Brady was like the main character, so stuff like that. And then they have like the 3 different storylines in a given episode. And the Love Boat, as the name implies, it's always this like sitcom situation where just someone's trying to find romance on this ship. And so it's always something kind of different, kind of out of touch with modern sensibilities sometimes, but it's it seems like a Mikey show to me.
Yeah, it does.
There is, in fact, a black character on the show.
Yeah,
and he is not handled the best sometimes.
No.
Oh, that's strange.
Yeah,
weird, the other men appear to be captains. He appears to be like the entertainment.
Yeah, he's a bartender. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
okay.
All right.
Oh, fantastic.
This girl in her bikini looks okay, though.
Well, good. I'm happy for you.
Go talk about some Nintendo. Fuck.
All right, don't worry, everybody. I'm gonna watch this episode of Love Boat and get back to you. Don't worry.
That's what we're worried about.
No, don't be. It's gonna be good. All right. I'm gonna read these. Excuse me. Let me get my glasses on.
Oh,
I didn't
shit.
need them to read that Love Boat synopsis.
Yeah.
Synopses.
Because the text on that website is very big because of their normal audience for Love Boat.
You're right. Actually,
here's some 30-point text. Yeah.
It was very comfortable to read. I'll have you know. Yes, I like that about that. All right. Why is this so small? Okay. This text does look small compared to what we were doing now. All right. First off, from Casual, it says, "Dear Mike, Lorcana, Lothario, Minotti, and Jeff, please direct your Final Fantasy 9 remake questions my way. No, seriously, do it and see what happens, Grubb." No question from me this week. Well, that's not what we asked for. So the next one here is from... No, I'm joking. No question from me this week. Instead, I'd like to take this opportunity to remind everyone about the time when Smash Ultimate was about to launch and Nintendo boasted about the enormity of the game's soundtrack. They then proceeded to, without a shred of irony, suggest that this would make the Switch a great portable music player. Never changed, Nintendo.
And it never released that soundtrack outside of the game, at least not in America. Maybe it did in Japan, but it didn't do it here because if it did so, then people would be able to legally cover that music, and Nintendo doesn't want that.
And then Nintendo will go bankrupt because
exactly, because a YouTuber did a version of their song.
Just please, God, just please put that on Spotify. Say what you will about Sega. They have a lot of their music on Spotify, and that's nice. Even Square Enix does.
Someday, we're gonna it'll be a sad day. A long time lawyer at Nintendo will die, and then the next day everything will be different because it's it's just this one lawyer that was telling him all this crazy shit.
Just one asshole.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you're probably right. It's weird, just the things I still can't get on Spotify. I want to listen to the Ridge Racer Type 4 soundtrack. Have to listen to some playlist on YouTube for that.
Right, that was why my old I was so excited about YouTube Music, and then YouTube Music ends up blocking a lot of those now. It's man, YouTube Music used to be good. It would just take the shit that people uploaded and just let me listen to that. And it's no, not anymore.
Bob Junction Denied says, "Woof woof to my dogs. Do you think the Switch successor would release in the spring again, or do you think they go back to autumn? And does that launch timing affect which franchises would have a great game at launch or have a game at launch, i.e. Zelda's more springish, Pokemon's more fallish? Thanks as always, and have a great week." I think that the spring was a bit of an anomaly because of the Wii U being a disaster and just wanting to get this thing as soon as ready. I think if they have the luxury to kind of take their time, and just with the way things seem to be shaking out right now, where spring doesn't seem entirely likely, I think we're going to be getting this in holiday.
Yep, that's my thinking too. Next holiday, I think. I also agree with that. It was a bit of an anomaly.
Hard word, right?
Yeah, I don't like it.
Yeah. And yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's going to impact what games are ready at launch so much. I think it's just, I do associate Mario with holiday, and I bet there will be a Mario game. So
yep,
there's that. Jump Matt says, "Hey, dogs, for the Switch 2, How do you think Nintendo will fill the slots in their release calendar that were taken up by Wii U ports during the early years of the Switch? Well, there sure are a lot of GameCube and Wii games we could probably do somewhat similar things to still. We still don't have Mario Galaxy 2, things like F-Zero, GX, Wario World, Kirby's Air Ride, Wario Land Shake It. There's a lot of games from the past that they can still kind of go and bring. It's not going to be quite as simple and clean as those Wii U ports. That was something of a gift for Nintendo, and it did help them immensely, and I think they are going to miss it. But they could spend just a bit more effort, a bit more work, and work on some of these other older console games from that kind of GameCube Wii era.
Yeah, I think they might also lean in a little bit more on 3DS ports. I think those are a little bit more work. But I think that's where they're at. And I think they're like, yeah, it's time. We've got through a lot of those Wii U games. Let's do some 3DS games and bring those to our next generation and have that stuff preserved in a way that we can keep re-releasing them into the future, and we'll do the work now. And I think they will.
Yeah, I mean, if you get Fire Emblem Awakening, that's going to be a big deal. Link Between Worlds, that'll be a big deal.
Those will be huge.
There's lots of big games like that. Yeah, for sure. And there are still some Wii U games. Star Fox Zero, Xenoblade Chronicles X, and those Wii U Zelda games still can come over. Let's see here now from Laser Wolf, who says, "Hey, hello, Jeff, my fellow Fallout 4 lover Grubb, and Mike, my fellow Smoke Bloke Minotti. Thank you. Any city builder recommendations on Switch or other systems?" I don't know about Switch. I actually like the Anno series quite a lot. I think it was Anno 1800 I was playing on my stream for a while. I was having a lot of fun with. I actually picked up Tropico 6 during the Steam Summer Sale to try that one out. I'm kind of looking forward to that. I don't know if there's like any on Switch that are particularly. Did that
City Skylines
come out?
I think City Skylines got the Nintendo Switch edition, didn't it?
Yeah, you're right. I just don't know how well that works.
I mean, listen, if you're like, beggars can't be choosers, right? I mean, it's the Switch. Like, this is what it's going to be.
Play Civ Revolution for the DS.
Yes, that's actually a great game.
Not really a city builder, but it's
still
fun.
Great. Still a great game.
Empire builder.
I don't know. I think just go get your Super Nintendo out and get SimCity and play that.
SimCity 2000. Is Tropico's on Switch? Maybe that's.
I thought there was a Tropico on Switch. I thought there was. I'm not sure though.
Oh, I just saw Turbo Sean say the words honey pop, and like, have they made like a pervy city builder?
Almost certainly. I mean, I have Steam right here on my computer. I can look.
I wonder if they made a good one, because that'd be kind of fun.
Listen, again, beggars can't be choosers, Mike. Come on.
I'll be choosy. That was a good question. Thank you, Liz Wolf. Beefhammer says, "Evening hot dogs. I wrangled together a bunch of Discord members for a community game night, and we all played Everybody Want to Switch together. What have you done that has irreparably damaged friendships and made people hate you?" I kept trying to barge into the Bombcast earlier today. I don't know what I thought about that. Everybody
by the way,
likes the things I do. I don't
Hentai
know.
City came out in 2018 on Steam. It looks like it's actually just a puzzle game, and not like puzzle as in like not like falling blocks, as in literally you're putting together pictures of naked women. So yeah, never mind.
Incredible.
Oh, that's a butthole. Okay, all right.
Was it in the right place?
Well, no, because it's like a sliding block puzzle, so you have to move it into the right place. I'm gonna send you this picture. This is insane.
Okay, please.
Yes, no problem.
Please.
Yep, no problem.
So yeah, I don't know. What have you done to make people mad at you?
I mean, I just mostly exist and be obnoxious.
Just forget things sometimes. I understand.
Oh yeah, forget things. Forget meetings, things like that. Yeah. Just come up with lame excuses, mostly. Yeah, that kind of stuff.
Next one here is from Mr. Bowler, who says, "Hey, Nintendogs. Now that we're more than halfway 2023, I want to know what you think are the most overrated and underrated of the year so far. Games, overrated, underrated games of the year so far. I think, and I want to play more of it, but I think pretty easily the most underrated game is that System Shock remake.
Oh, wait, that's a flower. Never mind. I made it bigger. That's not a butthole at all. Sorry. I'm sorry. Hey, my bad. Hey, it's a mistake anyone can make.
Please send me this picture.
I did. I put it in podcast stuff.
Oh, okay. 1 second. You got to show everybody now. If it's just a flower, you're allowed to.
Well, there's nipple. It was much smaller.
No. Asshole, this person would. I mean, to be clear, first off, it was an asshole. Did you think shit was coming out of it? Is
What?
that what you thought that was?
Wait, it was much, much smaller when I first looked at it before I put it in the browser window.
There's still a lot of nipples. Here, huh?
Yeah, there's too many nipples. Maybe I could just take the flower part, but yeah. Yeah, I listen. Now, who's to say? Maybe if it's one eye, the brown eye winking and all that stuff. I don't know.
Okay.
Mike.
No,
Keep reading the questions, please. What's
thank
going
you,
on?
Christian. I agree. Shame on you, Jeff Grubb. This is the things Jeff Grubb does that
Everyone's
destroy friendship.
very excited about what I'm saying. I don't know what you're talking about.
What do you think are the most overrated and underrated games of the year so far? Jeff, I think that the System Shock remake is almost certainly the most underrated game of the year. I thought that was actually really interesting when I played it. I was actually pretty shocked that its reviews were like, okay. I was kind of confused by the amount of people like, they remade this old game.
Yeah.
It was like a lot of people.
It's too much like the old game. I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah, we like System Shock. So maybe that's Mr. Loveboat Boomer over here thinking that System Shock 1 is actually still good. We don't need to like completely change it. I don't know, but I really liked it. I thought it looked really cool. I want to play more of that before the end of the year. Overrated. I don't know. There's been a lot of actually just good games. There hasn't been. I haven't come across a Stray yet, where I'm like, what are you guys talking about? What do you mean with this? I don't get it. I guess was Engage overrated? Fire Emblem Engage was probably rated right where it needed to be. That's fine.
Yeah, I
don't
think
have a problem with that.
Yeah, I was like, I think before I kind of got further into it, I would have said Engage was underrated. But yeah, no, actually turns out people were right, because if you stick with that, you kind of see the issues. I don't know. In terms of overrated, probably Resident Evil 4 remake.
Oh, shut the hell up, you asshole! I will end you. You have it coming.
Yeah, sure.
It'll be so sweet.
Chia is probably underrated, even for all the love it got. It's probably a little underrated, and then in terms of overrated.
Is it messed up if I think that Redfall was actually still somewhat overrated?
Yeah, a little bit, because it's like it doesn't need that heat, but you're not wrong. You're just an asshole.
Just an asshole to still be picking on this game.
Yeah, totally.
But it definitely has. Did people think Forspoken was underrated yet? Has that like come back?
I mean, yeah, I saw some Sony fans definitely say that. Absolutely.
Sure. There you go.
Yeah.
Let's see here now. Next one is from Jack E.G. who says, howdy, Poochies. Nintendo decides they're going to release a digital-only model alongside their next device. What is the price difference? I bet it would... Let's say that was the actual only difference, which I bet Nintendo wouldn't do. It would be like a Switch-like kind of thing. But if there was a Switch 2 digital and a Switch 2 physical, and that's the only difference, what do you think the price difference would be? Because I think it would only be like $50.
I was going to say $50. I think that's what Nintendo would do. And
yeah, sounds right.
I mean, listen, the cost of one of those little card readers in a fucking Switch is like $4 or something like that. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, even $50, they'd be like, why are we dropping it this much? But yeah, that's what they would do.
Chuck 1991 says both Capcom and Konami have been seen success with legacy collections for Mega Man, Castlevania, and soon Metal Gear. Isn't it strange that they are putting out collections for franchises they aren't actively working on? Despite Resident Evil being hot right now, there's no collection for the early games. Despite multiple Silent Hill projects in the works, no collection for them either. Why is this? I don't know, because like Metal Gear's a slightly different case. Like Mega Man, Castlevania, pre-PlayStation games is a little bit easier to collect some 8-bit, 16-bit games. And the Metal Gear games have actually been ported a bunch of times already, so some of that work has already been done. At least those games have been on a lot of different platforms. Whereas like the PlayStation 1 version of Resident Evil 1 or Resident Evil 3, who knows? Especially they are selling those remakes of those constantly, so they may not be as incentivized. It's a shame. I would love when I played the Resident Evil 1 remake recently, I went and tried the original Resident Evil 1 and still like did a lot and played through all of that. So I still think it would be pretty cool if you had Resident Evil 1, 2, and 3, those original PlayStation versions, like in a collection together. But I don't know. It's like games from like that era and beyond are just treated differently. They aren't like put in collections like that very often. Something like the Metal Gear thing is the exception, not the rule. I mean, we've seen Nintendo be weird about like GameCube games even, right? Like Nintendo 64 even is like treated for some reason as being like a lot more special than just releasing some old Super Nintendo game. Even though at this point, what the hell's the difference?
Yeah, there's not much of a difference, but Nintendo still sees a value difference there. I mean, it's a balance, I think, for these companies. Is Super Mario RPG. We're like, hey, why isn't that on Nintendo Switch Online? It's like, well, obviously they were working on this remake, and that was more valuable to them than yet another game in Nintendo Switch Online. I think it's how most of these companies view it. Is like, yeah, we could put it out as a collection, but are there any other ways we could make even more money? And it's like, well, maybe, so let's hold off.
Polygons are just kind of more difficult than pixels generally. Because there was some kind of Silent Hill HD collection for something. I think it was a disaster. I think it was very bad. The stuff. I mean, you saw it, with those Grand Theft Auto games getting remastered, and it was like a disaster. Also, it's just harder.
Yeah, and it's
is.
a lot of like, you can do a Mega Man collection, and it's like all those games are on 1 or 2 different devices. And those devices, the emulators for them are well understood. So putting those things, packaging those up as emulated games in a collection, pretty easy to do. Some of these other franchises, it's like, oh, we're going to be on the PlayStation 1, 2, and 3. And it's like, it's a little bit more complicated at that point.
Velocity Prime says, hello, Jeff, trending again, Grubb, and Mike, no moral complexity Minotti. Recently, while compiling some classic game stuff, I went through a bunch of old strategy guides. Even more than for tips on the game I love, old guys, even more than for tips on the game, I love old guys for their voluminous art, detailed maps, and weird comments made by the authors. Are there any game guides the Nintendogs are fans of? Oh, like the original Pokemon Red and Blue, like Prima guide, whoever made it. That was like my Bible. When I was I was 12 or something, and I was in like a car crash with my brother, and it was a bit of a scary crash. Like we were upside down, we had to like crawl out of like the broken window, but like I crawled out with my Pokemon strategy guide and make sure to take it out of the car with me, because I was worried they're gonna take the car away and I wouldn't get it back. That guide was just the absolute best. I loved that thing.
You told that story on Giant Bomb, and I'm like, I need to go remind Bacalar to tell whoever does our Giant Bomb animated to do that, because I'm desperate to see that.
Well, because we came back from Barnes and Noble, and we also had it was like we bought the Lord of the Rings trilogy for the first time.
Oh wow!
So, yeah.
Okay.
It's like I literally was carrying those two, like my core identities with me. I was crawling through broken glass in this upside down car.
All right, there goes a man right there. That's the rest of his
Dramatic
life in his
stuff.
hands. Super Mario World, the Nintendo Power guide that they put out, is awesome. It's really well illustrated. It's got a ton of like cool like tidbits of information. The one that always stuck with me is it showed the jumping distances for each Mario at full run at like full P speed, and you could like they would like measure it by like how many Mario lengths it was, and it was just so cool to like see. Oh, it's like, oh yeah, okay. So like in this game, you can jump even further, and that's cool. I just really liked how in depth it got with that stuff.
Next one here is from Screaming Madden, who says, "Hey there, Jeff. Flintstones Bowling is better than Independence Day on PS1 Grubb, and
Yes.
Mike, I love Betty because she's the Daisy of the Flintstones." Minotti.
Yes.
It is true. This past week, I beat Advance Wars Black Hole Rising on 1+2 Reboot Camp and got an S rank on Classic difficulty.
Ooh.
I love Reboot Camp, and it's likely going to be my top 10 games of 2023. My question is, do you think there's any chance that Reboot Camp could get an update where it gets the Dual Strike campaign in and/or Dual Strikes COs?
No.
I would bet not, Jeff.
Yeah, and the Way Forward stopped working on that game a long time ago. I think it would be very unlikely that they have the capacity to spin that back up when they've probably moved on to other projects across that entire team.
Jamie H1224 says, following up from the Arkham Collection, what's the next trilogy you'd want to see come to Switch? My front runner is currently Final Fantasy 13, but Max Payne is up there too. Max Payne would be fun. The classic Prince of Persia trilogy.
Oh, that'd be good.
I think that would be a fun time. saying Uncharted probably doesn't really work here.
The
I would
Battle
like it.
Tanks duology from N64 or I
No,
guess
it's gotta be a-
3DO. Okay, it's got to be
Be
a
a fucking trilogy.
got to be a
Come on.
fucking trilogy.
Gotta
God.
be a fucking goddamn. Okay, yeah, here you go. Rogue Squadron, Rogue Leader, Rebel Strike. There's
There you
my
go.
trilogy.
There it is.
God,
Perfect.
That's what I want.
Perfect.
Gonna
Gonna just
right?
leave out Battle for Naboo like that. Wow.
Yeah, and it's kind of fucked up. You're right. Well, there it is. There it is. Hosp says, "Hey, dogs, with the law in big games, has there been? Have you guys caught up with any of the new indies? Big fan of Novalands on the Novalands, an addictive factory/automation pixel game, and Doctor Fetus, a mean meat machine, and
I did
ode
see that.
to
I
Mean
meant to
Bee
play
Machine,
that. Yeah.
by a Super Meat Boy World. Yeah, I kind of want to see that. No, this has probably been the least amount of indie games I've ever played in a year. It's just been too much on the bigger releases this time, and like none of them have really super come through as like, ooh, have to play. Like, and I'm not even sure how indie the game is. I think we got a super chat about it. We'll get to, but like Dave the Diver, people have been talking about that. Maybe I'll check it out. But I don't think we haven't had like a Celeste or a Hades come out this year.
Yeah, Dredge
right?
is one that I know a lot of people talked about, but not everyone was talking about it like the games you're describing. So, yeah, I have not had time. I've not had time to even like check out something like Dredge. So, let alone any of these other ones like Novalands I hadn't heard about.
GB Krantz says, "My good boys, if the next Mario Kart heads in the Smash Brothers direction and opens up its roster, who would be your dream driver edition?" Bonus question, what throwback vehicles would you like to see added to the game? I want to be able to play as Mike from Star Tropics, and I want him to be in a vehicle that looks like his submarine. There's 2 in 1.
I want to play as Boshi, and I want him to drive a giant weed leaf.
Incredible.
Yeah, pretty cool
Like
guy.
that.
Pretty cool
Yeah.
guy.
A lot of people kind of like are wondering if that's the direction they're going to go with Mario Kart 9, because just again, it's like, what else are you going to do to get people excited? I think people will be excited for it to be the next Mario Kart. It does feel like
Yes.
they got to do something here.
Well, that first new Mario Kart in 10 years, like, people are going to be excited
Yeah.
kind of no matter what.
Well, you're not counting Mario Kart Tour.
Yeah, I'm not. Nintendo apparently does, though. But, you know, they probably expect this next one to be, you know, to last a very long time as well. If that's what they're doing, they probably should make it just a Smash Brothers for racing.
They started doing some of that in
A little bit.
in 8, and it was great. It was always exciting
Yeah.
to see some of those wackos in there. So let's do it. Let's go all the way with it. Just let me play as Kirby, like riding his star, like in Kirby Air Riders. That'd be fun. Budsack says, "Hi, dogs. I've been reading a Mario book to my son. He's almost 2, and he loves Bowser. There's a page about the Koopalings, including Bowser's son, Bowser Jr., that got me wondering, who fucked Bowser? Asking for my son. Please help." It's Peach. That's right?
Yeah, she got
Peach.
her back blown out by Bowser. Yeah.
Yeah, and she gave birth to Bowser Jr. and then forgot about it and was confused in Mario Sunshine when she learned this. But then at the end, sadly, at the end of the Sunshine, Bowser Jr. is like, I know she's not really my mom,
Yep.
which is boo. I'll tell you, I wish that it was almost like a law where you can't make a character like Bowser Jr. without writing down on a piece of paper
Yeah,
who the
in a
mother is
safe-
and like putting it somewhere.
Yeah.
But they just don't. They don't.
Yeah,
They don't want to know. They don't want there to be an
Well, I
answer.
mean,
sadly.
that means
There
the
should
answer
be.
is like, so in the EU and the old EU for Star Wars before they reset the canon or whatever.
Yeah.
Jabba the Hutt had a kid. He did have a kid in Clone Wars as well, but I don't know if they
Yeah,
explained.
Stinky.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, that's right. God, that's right. Ahsoka called him Stinky or whatever.
Stupid.
Yeah, the Jabba the Hutt and apparently all Hutts reproduce by like just changing their gender from male to female and then like basically asexually reproducing and having their offspring. Bowser probably does the same thing. Is my thought there.
Yeah, that would make
It
sense.
probably involves the Bowsette crown as well. I mean, that just makes sense.
There you go.
Yeah, there you go, everybody. Go ahead.
Yeah, I
and
had a hard
draw
time
some of
ever
that
finding-
art.
I had a hard time ever finding the Bowsette thing hot because like it is Bowser's.
Because you're a square. Yeah, we get it. Yeah.
Yeah, I must love both square. Absolutely. Next one here is from Vision 49. Yeah, so be sure to tell your son everything we said, Fuds. Vision 49 says, "No question, but people have asked for books about games a few times here. So I just want to shout out Jordan Miner's Video Game of the Year, which is out today. Hey, Jeff, you wrote for that a little bit. You and Dan did. So
Yeah, I got a passage in there. Dan wrote the foreword.
Yeah.
Tam.
I wasn't asked.
Yeah. I would not have agreed to it had you been asked.
I think we should ask Jordan Miner, since he knows so much about video games that he doesn't need my help. Maybe we should see how he would fare in a friendly game of video game Jeopardy.
That's a good idea. I thought you were going to ask him. You should ask him what he knows about the Love Boat, and I was going to be very upset with you.
Probably not much. And John Romero's Doom Guy Life in First Person, which is out in like a week. Ooh, I would like that Romero book. My copy from Romero Books came out early, and it has been great. Ooh, I would like that Romero book. That would be pretty fun, because I'm sure he talks about Quake and Daikatana.
Yeah, I might make a trip out to Barnes and Noble by Cheesecake Factory.
The
and
one we were marking out for.
Yes, and I might pick up Video Game of the Year. I like Jordan said he'll send me one, but I kind of like that.
It's like a real book that's going to be in bookstores.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's got publisher and everything. Like it's a real deal thing. I think I like the idea of going to Barnes Noble and buying a book that I've written even a small amount for. That'd be very cool. So I'm gonna go pick that up, and I might pick up that John Romero book.
Dr. Suss says, hello, fellow dogs. Is Microsoft putting too much on the plates of first-party studios with day-and-date releases for Xbox and PC, making it harder for them to have polished and timely games? Unlike Nintendo, they need to simultaneously develop for two consoles with different specs, the entire range of PCs and cloud simultaneously. Nintendo's output for their home console got better when they unified their two divisions, home and handheld. What do you think, Jeff?
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't help, but I don't think it hurts that much. I mean, I think they're probably making these games mostly for PC, and in the process of optimizing for a bunch of different PCs, well, the Xbox Series X and S are basically just I mean, obviously, like you code to the metal on an Xbox, like you don't have to go through like a Windows or anything like that, but still, like that, I think that they just incorporate that into their process, and it's a little bit more work. It's not a ton more work.
Let's see. Next one here's from Gerbear, who says, the announcement of Black Panther got me thinking about EA's recent and forthcoming titles. This led me to ponder a once unimaginable scenario. Are EA now an exciting publisher? Good night and good luck. Yeah, they haven't been bad for a little bit. They're certainly... It's been some time since they were like the super evil...
Right. They haven't won worst company in America in like a decade.
Right. We're past their kind of... Let's just say Mass Effect Andromeda era, right?
Yeah, I mean even before that, right? They were. I can't remember all the reasons people hated them. I think it was mostly just buying buying studios and closing them and not doing much with them, and I don't know, a whole bunch of stuff.
They were being pretty bland and boring for a while. They were like, they were not shy about any like money hungry like trends. So if like microtransactions were in, they would be really big on that.
Project $10. Yeah,
we're going to have the worst loot boxes you've ever seen. It's going to be like governments are going to get involved. It's going to be so bad. It's like, I get why EA was so despised for a while, but they have course corrected. Although it is funny that like part of the renaissance is just like depending on licenses now, but that's how it goes.
Yep.
Ben JC says, sorry, did you have something else, Jeff?
I just said I was fine. I'm fine with them depending on licenses, but go ahead.
Ben JC says, hey, dogs, how soon do you think we see Call of Duty on a Nintendo platform? I bet there's going to be at least one attempt at that once the next Switch comes out. Whatever that might look like, I don't know. We'll see.
They have to take this legal stuff, especially anything they said under oath, they have to take it pretty seriously. So I think they probably put out some like Call of Duty compilation on the Switch next year, and it has one of the older online modes sort of adapted for Switch, and it's like it's its own silo or whatever, and it doesn't have crossplay or anything like that. Maybe something like that next year as like a test case, as like a skunkworks thing for getting a Nintendo Switch Call of Duty port team up and running, and then they in the future for the next follow-up, then they just start porting those games directly to that.
And then the next one here is from Big Tony. He says, my dogs, this has been an incredible year for gaming, maybe the best ever. How are you guys keeping up? What game released this year did you have to skip that you're looking forward to? Thanks. Yeah, I haven't even touched the Dead Space remake, and like, there's a part of me that's like, man, no one's even talking. People like that, but no one seems to really care anymore. Do I have to play that anymore? Maybe I could just play that years from now, even. I don't know. I'm doing a pretty good job playing the things I really was looking forward to. Like, it's been hard because like I'm playing Street Fighter 6, Final Fantasy 16, and Diablo 4. means that like I'm not able to quickly beat any of them. I probably played Street Fighter 6 the most for a while, but now I'm slowing down on that a little bit so I can play more Diablo 4 and Final Fantasy. And yeah, Star Wars is one I kind of just dropped, even though I was enjoying it once Zelda came out and some other things. And I'm like, I'll actually wait because the performance on this one is bumming me out a bit. How
Yeah.
about you?
Mostly Lord of the Rings Golem. And it's I mean the big one is the one that's gnawing at me is Star Wars. The one I played some of that I want to go back to is Star Wars. Humanity never even touched. And
System Shock I talked about too.
yeah, System Shock, but everyone that played Humanity seems to love it.
Yeah.
And I haven't touched it. And it's like I have that on I think I have it ready to go on my Steam Deck, and I haven't even booted it up. So I want to get to that. I want to make some time for that. But like there are games that like I desperately want to spend dozens of hours with. Number one being Shadows of Doubt. And it's like I really liked what I played of that. I know it's like if I gave it more time, it would easily be one of my Game of the Year contenders. But there's so much else to play, and it's like one of those smaller indie games where it's like, do I put in a ton of time with that and like make it my like big push when I know Tears of the Kingdom is probably still going to be number one? And so it's like, will I be able to get it on a top 10 list? Probably not. So is it worth my time? Like I hate thinking about stuff that way, but that's how it falls sometimes. So yeah.
Anything else?
I don't know. Is it? I can't. No. You know what? Definitively, no. There's not a single other thing.
Stupid bastard.
I'm looking at it right here. Resident Evil 4. Let's see. I played 5 hours. That's not a lot.
And also, like, and I did finally get a code for this. I'm gonna start it soon. But like AW, like I actually think that looks kind of fun. I would like to play AW. It's really hard to play AW when again there's these 3 giant games I'm also playing. It's
we'll do an AW stream tomorrow on Giant Bomb. We'll have some fun with that.
Sounds good. Next one here is from Octo. Says, "Yo, my Columbros," potential podcast name. That's not bad.
Yeah.
Dumb question. Did Embracer try to sell Lord of the Rings to Saudi Arabia for $2 billion, but they backed out because of all the gay undertones? Even dumber question. Which do you think has happened more? Amnesia in real life, amnesia in video games, or amnesia in movies /TV? Not gonna include books because we ain't nerds. I might try to research this. For the Embracer thing, no idea. I don't know. I'm not sure if you have any idea.
No idea. It's like a big mystery. I think it's a big mystery because it's not as real as they're making it out to be. It's like they had a conversation with like a company, like, "Do you want to have this thing for $2 billion?" The other company's like, "Yeah, we'll call you." And then yeah,
maybe Saudi Arabia found out about the Easter links. I don't know.
And Saudi Arabians were like, "What are entities?" Like, we don't want to deal with that. And then the other thing, it's amnesia in movies and TV is the real answer. But
you haven't played enough JRPGs because it's just insane in there. It's out of control. It's out of control. I'll tell you what, definitely a zillion times more in fiction than in real life. Like, I don't know, like you never see a story like this person got amnesia. Is that even like a real, like, is that just what they called dementia back then because they didn't know better?
Oh, maybe,
What is amnesia? Like, I never ever heard of a case of like a 15-year-old hitting their head and they were like, "Oh, I don't know my name, but I know to speak English still." Like, what is this?
My favorite minor arc from the first season of 24 is the wife getting amnesia for exactly 1 human hour. It was for 1 whole episode. She forgot everything. And then at the start of the next episode, it's like something like bad happened at the very end of the previous episode. And she's like, "Oh no, I remember everything now." I was just like, what a perfect fucking show.
I knew a guy that had amnesia for real.
Yeah, how'd it work out for him?
I think he just recovered. It was like something traumatic.
He got better.
Was it like a TV show? Did they like bonk him on the head again and then he remembered?
No. I think his girlfriend left him and he couldn't like process it and he got amnesia. He wouldn't recognize like his parents and shit. It was weird.
Maybe he Eternal Sunshine by accident and then that's just the plot of that movie,
Probably.
right? Yeah.
Yes, sure.
Next one here is from Jedi Moss, who says, "Is the Switch's dying soon thing a little overplayed? I'm still using my Switch as much as my current gen console, if not more. There's tons of quality games still coming to Switch. It doesn't feel like it's dead. It feels about as live as the current gen consoles. Nintendo has done an incredible job of not having any content drops for the Switch. Switch 2 will come when it comes. Why not just enjoy the constant content we're getting?" It's always fun to wonder what's going to be next. And, there have been some drier spells. Like, it was kind of dry before Zelda came, and obviously Zelda came was great, so it's fine. But hey, the console's old. It just is, and we did not get the kind of mid-gen refresh I think a lot of us expected we were going to get. So I think it's normal to kind of be wondering and being hopeful about what is going to come next. I mean, like, there's a lot of systems that were really good up until the end, and that's good too. I would rather we get the Switch like next year and still have a pretty steady flow of things until we like, instead of really waiting for it to really be crawling on its hands and knees across the finish line, right?
Yeah, I mean, the Switch feels the most like the Super Nintendo since the Super Nintendo. A system that just like kept getting cool games through the end. That's probably not going to continue as the new system comes out. There'll probably be like 1 or 2, 3 other games that do come out. They'll mostly be forgotten. I think there's not going to be a Super Mario RPG, for example, or Yoshi's Island. But it's still we're going to go right up to that line with the Switch. I think. I don't think anyone's saying it's dying, Jedi Moss. That's not, people aren't saying, but people are saying I'm ready for what's next. A lot of people feel that the performance on the Switch has been rough for a long time. Some people are more sensitive to that than others, but I think for the most part, everyone is kind of interested to see. That's a big part of video gaming, like you said, looking to what's next.
Yeah, I think it was rough when Scarlet and Violet came out, right? I think some people were kind of despairing with that. And that was a pretty weird special case.
Yep.
Giggy64 says, "Yo, dogs, what 3 Call of Duty games are you putting into your release of Call of Duty All-Stars for the Switch? I'm putting up Black Ops, Modern Warfare 2, and Big Red 1 in my 3-pack. Wow,
that's
Big
interesting.
Red 1.
I would put Modern Warfare 1. I would put World at War, and then I put Advanced Warfighter.
As I say, I kind of like Advanced Warfare. Do
Advanced Warfare, excuse me, yes.
Do we have to do like the Spider-Man thing with Kevin Spacey's character? We got to recast him now.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes.
Yeah,
I was about to commit to the bit where I'm like, no, what's wrong with Kevin Spacey? And pretend like I didn't.
that is the press F to pay respects game, which has now become so much of a meme that people do it sincerely.
Yes.
Like sometimes I'll see like a person died and people like write F. And I was like, man, if I die and you write F in a chat or somewhere, like, I hope ghosts are real because I'm gonna get you.
Yes, I
will press
do
X
continue
to doubt when you die.
That is the most a boomer thing about me, is that I really don't like that F for respects thing. So yes, yeah.
My God. Yeah, Advanced Warfare, also a game where they say Advanced Warfare at some point. I'm like, this is the thing. So there you go. I like Jeff's answer. So although I kind of liked World at War.
I did say World at War. That was my second one.
Oh shit! Fuck me.
Yeah,
that's right. You said that instead of Black Ops.
Yes, instead of Black. I like the.
Well, your list was perfect.
Yes, that's a fun one. That'd be a weird one to include, and I think that'd be fun to go back to.
Jeff, would you be surprised to learn that we're getting a lot of Fs in chat right now?
Least surprising thing I've ever heard, Mike.
All right, there you go. Drewman says, "Yo, Mikey, and you too, Grubb. I'm an old school WWF Attitude Era fan, and that hasn't really touched a wrestling game since SmackDown. Hasn't really touched a wrestling game since SmackDown. Would I enjoy W2K23 if I'm looking for some old school wrestling nostalgia? I think if you're looking for old school wrestling nostalgia, you'd probably be better off with AEW Fight Forever.
Yeah, especially if you like those N64 games. If that's the case, then AEW Fight Forever mostly scratches one of those itches, just not at $60. Like, that price is a bit
maybe
rough.
wait for that game to inevitably go down in price a bit. I mean,
we're in July. We're going to be in the fall here in no time. And that's to say, who knows? Maybe there's Prime Day savings on that game right now. But by fall, you're going to be able to get it for like $30.
I mean, I don't think the 2K23 is a bad game. I don't think you're going to particularly like it if you haven't played a game since the first SmackDown. Like, those 2K games do have the problem of just having way too many mechanics and a lot of like stupid convoluted mechanics. Like, to get the briefcase, move the 2 analog sticks into the flippy circle. like it's too much. But I think you probably would have more fun with Fight Forever. But again, wait a little bit,
or just go down a modified version of Virtual Pro Wrestling, which is I think one of Aki's Japan only games that people have done a ton of crazy stuff to.
Find WWE. What was the Superstars? The one that was like for 360.
All Stars.
All Stars, yeah, find that. Next one here is from Pablo Cos, who says, "Hello, Beef and Cheddar Boys. 230 hours later, I finally beaten Tears of the Kingdom, as reclaimed the crown of my all-time favorite video game. Sorry, Super Mario Bros. 3. So to this day, one question lingers: did anyone from the community build a functioning Robo Mitch inside the game?" There you go. Should we do a money bounty of who can make a Robo Mitch? I don't know.
It's your money. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, I'm not going to, because like somebody will like make something shitty that doesn't even look like a Robo Mitch, and then they'll be mad if I don't give them $100. So I don't think anybody has, but we'll see. Maybe if somebody impresses me, I'll I don't know. I'll send you a heart. Give you one of these. I haven't done that in a while. There you go.
Send you a smoldering picture of Robo Mitch. How does I don't know how Mike keeps getting these pictures of Robo Mitch. It's a mystery.
I should get a glossy. I should get glossies of Robo Mitch so I can sign them. That'd be fun. Chaos Buckaroo says, "Hello, howdy, fellas. I don't have a question this week." Okay, then we can move on. The Final Fantasy Wolf 5. No, sorry. It's so funny, right? So good bit. Just wanted to tell Mike that I am going to start Final Fantasy 6 Pixel Remaster this week. It will be my first Final Fantasy other than 7 Remake. I've been really in a mood to try a classic JRPG recently. Well, you can't go wrong with Final Fantasy 6 Pixel Remaster. Check back in. I want to know what you think of it. I think you're going to like it a lot. The Final Fantasy Wolf 5 says, "Hey, Mike, you'd have to pay me to skip a cutscene, Minotti." And Jeff, wait, you guys are getting paid, Grubb. I've always been able to play any game without skipping the cutscenes, no matter how awful the story is. My breaking point has come with Final Fantasy 16. Not because the story is bad, I should say, just the sheer abundance of uninteresting cutscenes, as well as the side quest disguised as main quest with constant fetch quests, has made me break my streak. What's the game that broke you personally to start your cutscene skipping journey?
I mean, what's the first game where you could skip cutscenes?
I still have a hard time doing it. Like Neon White really pushed me. I was going through those pretty fast. I think there was something where I found every time I am like, okay, I'll just skip the cutscenes, I then lose interest in the game. I don't know why. I feel like a sham. I feel like
You're a fraud.
A fraud. Exactly. It's messed up that Backler thinks the story is bad in Final Fantasy 16. I think it's insane.
Yeah.
Like Dan's like, I think all Final Fantasy stories are bad. By the way, the only storytelling I like is when Stone Cold Steve Austin shot Vince McMahon with beer from a beer truck. So
that's exactly what he says to him, basically. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. I don't remember what it was. I just I think I remember being on probably a lot of this goes back to is N64 cartridges and kind of being a salty fanboy looking over at those movie games on the PlayStation with all their FMVs and stuff like that. And we don't need any of that. I just need the gameplay. And so, while I was just playing my games that didn't have a ton of cutscenes, I was probably just like growing skeptical of them already.
I did skip the cutscenes in Honey Pop. I was trying to play this fun puzzle game, and they would try to show me some girl's asshole. I was like, whoa, what is this? That's gross. Come on, guys. Let's get back to the puzzle action.
Yeah, get these buttholes out of here.
Isaac Clark says, howdy, hounds. That's fun. If Shigeru Miyamoto, Jim Ryan, Phil Spencer, and Tommy Tallarico were each a different city in Ohio, which would they be? I feel like Tommy would be Toledo.
Yeah, which one's like the most corrupt, though? Isn't it Youngstown?
Oh, Youngstown. He might be Youngstown. Shit. He might be Youngstown. Fuck.
Okay, let's see here.
But the other three have to be Cincy, Cleveland, and
yeah, totally. Yes, I think that Jim Ryan is Cincinnati.
Yeah, he's the most likely to put chili on top of spaghetti noodles for sure.
Exactly. And then I think Shigeru Miyamoto is Columbus. Yeah. I was about to say Cleveland and I stopped myself. Columbus.
Because he doesn't drink enough beer to be Cleveland.
Exactly. Like Cleveland's like a bit more metropolitan. And I think Phil Spencer strikes me as a metropolitan kind of guy. So yes.
Yeah. There you go.
There it is. There's your answer.
It all surprisingly really fell into place there.
Hey, you live right next to Tommy Tallarico. No, not the person, the city.
Disgusting. JD Camp says, just got an OLED TV after 1 or 2 Columbo episodes. What is the first thing I should watch? You should watch The Love Boat with me. I don't know. I don't watch anything anymore. And I'm actually happy about it. I still get people who like pester me. Like, I'm like, as if like I'm not enriching my brain because I'm not watching whatever stupid prestige TV show is on Netflix this week or something. And I'm actually so glad to just not be in there anymore.
Mike, Extraction 2 on Netflix. Can you watch this for me?
Oh,
just hear me out.
Made you cry. What's Extraction 2? What was Extraction 1?
It doesn't matter. I don't give a shit. I haven't seen Extraction 1. It is an action film that is it is in the lineage, the legacy of a what's John Matrix of Commando. It is like the story setup is bad and doesn't matter. It's like already kind of worse than Commando in a lot of ways. But once the action starts, I told this to Dan, the thing it reminded me the most of is watching a Gunther match in WWE, because it's just raw, brutal violence, and it rules.
But like brutal isn't necessarily my thing.
No, but it's brutal in the way that Commando is brutal, where it's entertaining. Okay. They're making it entertaining first, and it's like a lot of one shots, so it's technically impressive. I had a really good time watching it, so yeah,
right, maybe I'll give it a shot.
And also, like, I think it'd be a fun one to watch. What's the Oblivion, the Tom Cruise movie? That would be a good one. That's like just or Tron Legacy, the other movie from that director.
Or hey, if you for a fancy TV, Way of Water.
Avatar, the Avatar Way of Water actually is the right answer.
Yeah, I mean, for the longest time, it was Planet Earth, right? We would all put that into our PlayStation 3s or whatever, and like, this is the best thing ever.
When Microsoft sent me the Xbox One X, I think whichever one had the Ultra Blu-ray playback, I think they sent a copy of Planet Earth 2 with it, and so I still have that. It's like the one Ultra HD Blu-ray I have.
Watch Ghibli movies.
What'd you say? Ghibli? Ghibli's good.
Yep, Ghibli's good. Yep.
They look really nice and all that.
Yeah, even though it's not a lot of people's favorite, I think Ponyo is like very crisp, so that'd be good for.
Ponyo's very popular in this house. The girls really like it, and my wife thinks that Addie is Ponyo. She's like, that's a little Ponyo. She's got a lot of Ponyo. And
fishy in the sea.
And Addie goes around the house singing that now. So yeah,
right? Yeah, she loves crabs. She is kind of a Ponyo.
She's a Ponyo. Cute. Yep, little sea creature.
Yeah. Clank says, "Hello, Jeff, the leader of the bunch, Grubb, and Mike Lanky Kong Minotti." That's just offensive. In the past, when games have been ported to Switch, sometimes Nintendo IP will cameo in it. With Call of Duty coming down the road, will there be a Mario skin for Warzone? There won't be. And I answer this question sincerely because it wouldn't be the craziest thing in the world. They let you wear blue denim with a white
a Mario hat, right?
Red shirt under it or something like that. But no, probably not with Call of Duty.
Yeah, probably not right next to an M4. Yeah.
No. DMC Depressed Me Crying says, "Hi Jeff, called Phil Spencer to personally congratulate him and ask when Prototype is getting enhanced backward compatibility. And Mike called Jim Ryan and offered to let him sleep on his couch until he gets back on his feet." Will Microsoft be more hands-on managing Activision studios / projects? They've been very hands-off with their other studios, which has backfired in ways. And the culture of ABK isn't going to fix itself. I hope they step in to get other projects besides Call of Duty going to change the trajectory of the company's output.
I think that's the exact plan.
P.S. I sent in my PhD scholarship application. Can I get a big Nintendo Abu for luck?
Oh! Hey, congratulations. That's awesome. Get that PhD.
What do you think, Jeff? I mean, in general, it seems like the lesson from Redfall is that they got to get involved a bit more with all these things, but they also, I imagine with all of these studios, with Bethesda and Activision Blizzard and all the ones they already had, maybe there's only so much involvement they can really have. They kind of are a bit dependent to set things up there so that these things can be self-sufficient, right?
Yeah, I think that they need to have touchstones throughout the development process of this is when we're checking in, and if this thing is wrong, we have a plan in place to take care of it, and we come in and help. But overall, they have so many studios, and they have Bethesda. They kept most of the publishing apparatus in place, and they need to take advantage of that. They need to let that still operate the way it always did, but they just need to get involved and make sure that they have a certain level of quality as well. Because a lot of these, Phil Spencer and Matt Booty were saying these games get judged as first-party games now, and that's different for a lot of them. And so, I think they'll have to get involved. But I think that they also will encourage these studios to do things the Microsoft way right now, which is, hey, if you want to work on something, come pitch us on it, and let's see if we can make it happen. And I think that'll be nice for a lot of studios inside of Activision that have maybe been, absorbed into the Call of Duty black hole. Now, Call of Duty is still going to need a lot of people. They're still going to have to work on Call of Duties, but I think a couple of those studios are going to be able to break away from that.
G-Man Sir says, hey, Jeff, Granny's gumming Grubb. And Mike, this is the third list I'm on, Miss Naughty. Would you sell out to Microsoft if given the chance?
It depends on the price. I mean,
Yeah.
I got kids to feed, so yeah. I mean, I would sell it to just about anybody as long as it's not like a vile. Like I'm not gonna. Saudi Arabia's well, they give me like $1 billion. Like, what am I gonna do? Say no? They'll just take their money and go give half of it to someone else.
Like some people's like definition of sellout is like so like oh, you did an ad, like you guys are so. It's like, yeah, I'll do a fucking ad if it's like, you know, I don't, if it's or something that's fine, like Blue Chew, I'll do a Blue Chew ad for money. Like, oh, I get to live for like 40 more years. I hope I have enough money. I'll fucking pimp some penis pill. I don't give a shit.
I love talking about rock hard dicks. Let's fucking go.
Like, people are going to care about me talking about vegans for maybe 10 more years. Yeah, I'll do some fucking ads. And people are like, we can't even trust these guys anymore. They're talking about computer cases. Why don't they just, like, shut the hell up? Yeah, I'm going to have to, whatever you think selling out is, I am probably going to do it at some point or have done at some point. And it doesn't mean this weird logical jump for you. It's like, well, now they can't be trusted, and they probably are getting fed money directly from Microsoft or Sony. It doesn't mean that, and obviously, I wouldn't do that. Like, if they said, hey, come work for me for $1 billion, sure, I will. Quote again, some people might call it sell out. It's a tough thing, because, like, there was a bit of time there where there was this overcorrection because of Gamergate, where, like, everybody, suddenly, it felt like games journalists had more ethical guidelines than any maybe most like normal journalists, and then we were also getting paid significantly less. And it was like, we can't accept any travel, you can't accept any gifts, anything like that. But you know, so just pay for your own way to these things, and then you can bill us for it, and we won't pay you back. So that'll be fun. Don't even get me started. Sorry, didn't mean to kind of get off on that one.
You got off on it? I didn't get off on it. Now I feel cheated. That's why you need Blue Chew.
You buy Blue Chew.
we need to send this clip to Blue Chew right away.
Oh yeah, for sure.
We need that dick pills.
Yeah, we need that dick money.
My penis works, sadly.
I'm gonna need to sell out eventually because, like Mike said, like what's the real timeline on these jobs? Like if right now I'm feeling pretty good about everything. But that doesn't mean anything. Like one or two,
right.
Fandom just had a big exodus of their Minecraft wiki. Everyone at the Minecraft wiki under Fandom voted to leave, and it's like, I wonder how that affects my job. I have no idea, but it's like one thing is a domino that affects everything else. And if this job, let's say that I have right now, evaporates, I'm gonna try to stay and keep doing what I'm doing because I really like it. This is a good fit for me. But I've got kids to feed. I have a mortgage. I have real big boy concerns. And if the way to ensure that my lifestyle is secure and stuff like that, and I can take care of the people I need to take care of, requires me to sell out, it's happening in a flash, in an instant. I don't give a fuck. Like, I have to do what I have to do. So, yeah.
Okay, don't play that as like, wow, Jeff. We don't mean, of course, we're going to suddenly start shilling for like the company that you hate specifically.
Yeah, I'm not like selling out means like if I have to like go get a job at a publisher or something. Like I'm not going to say that will never happen. But if I do that, I'm not going to like secretly take money from these companies. They don't do that. No one's ever offered me money for a review ever.
It's never worked like that. It's always never been a thing. Like they get paid directly by Microsoft at IGN or whatever. Yeah. It's like, no, what are you talking about? Like there's been corruption, I'm sure. But it's never been that simple. It's ever usually involved the rank and file writers. So whatever.
It's always more complicated than even you've realized. Yeah, definitely.
So sorry to take your fun question seriously there, G-Mancer. But there it is. Punished Roses. Hey, Mike, Love Boat Super Feminati. Man, these people work fast. And Jeff, don't ask about my bag of hair Grubb.
That's right.
Now that they got the ruling on their court case, when will the FTC be stepping in to stop the industry-shaking Giant Bomb and Mike Minotti merger? And what will their ironclad case against it be? Strangely, I'm hearing that, unlike with Microsoft and Sony, the FTC does believe that Nintendo is competing in this market. Yeah, I believe it. What's the FTC going to do to stop this, Jeff?
I think the FTC is going to just hand this over to the FBI and
yeah,
and just
I'm on that boomer list.
Yes, a clear just psychopath. We have to stop him, and we'll do whatever it takes. Yeah.
Soji Koto says, "Hey there, Mike. All skeet skeet, motherfucker, Minotti and Jeff. All skeet skeet. Goddamn Grubb. There you go. Looking forward, where do you think things will go in regards to acquisitions? Speed up or slow down? Microsoft has publicly said they weren't slowing down on acquisitions, regardless of how this ABK deal turned out. Presumably, Sony will step their game up now, given the FTC ruling. Who could you see being acquired next?" It's weird because on one hand, there's like a message being sent like, "Hey, watch it. You can't, if you go this big, we're going to fight against it." And yet, on this same show, we've been complaining about how kind of underwhelming these new consoles have been and how there hasn't been great output. Well, how are you going to fix that? You're going to need more studios. So, yeah, there's going to be more acquisitions. It's impossible. I think it is actually impossible to guess what's next. It'd be fun too. I have nothing. I mean,
everything's on the table, really, I think is what the reality. And so that means that makes it more difficult because how do you whittle it down from there? I mean, Sony will continue making moves, but I think they're also not going to make major big risks on something that, like, they're not going to go out there and buy Embracer Group or something like that.
Yeah. I mean, if anything, Embracer Group will implode and they'll piecemeal sell off a lot of their shit in the same way they picked up a lot of that shit.
The THQ story continues.
Yeah,
like, absolutely.
There we go.
Yeah, I don't know.
Who's going to own fucking Time Splitters next? Yep. Stay tuned.
I think I think I am still kind of curious and kind of interested to see what happens next, and because I think that these older publishers selling at this point is actually kind of good for the industry. Kind of opens up a space in that market for someone else to move in if it's possible. We'll see if anyone actually does step up. Embracer seemed like they could have been, and clearly they're not now. So we'll see. But I don't know. I think it'll keep happening at pretty much the same speed it's been happening for the last couple of years.
Lenny Cool Dick Denver says, "Hey Mike, future Fantasy Island superfan Minotti." Well, look, I'm not that bad. And Jeff, I'm still digging holes in my yard. Grubb. Will Nintendo ever release another system with a stylus? And why will it be mandatory for another Super Mario 64 remake? And we seem to be beyond stylus era. Like, nothing has a stylus anymore, right?
Yeah, you get those like smart pens for like an iPad, right? But that's not a stylus. That's like a whole other interface thing. I don't know. I liked Styli in the past, but I'm glad that we don't have to have that. Whenever I get my 3DS out, I am like petrified that the kids are going to realize it has a stylus and take it out and lose it in 30 seconds because they would.
Absolutely, for sure.
Yep.
Yeah, it's just one more thing I have to worry about.
You think it's styluses or styli? It's probably styluses.
I think it's styluses, although like you kind of have me sold that it should be styli.
Yeah, so usually you could like take a risk there with styli, and I think most people will buy it, and then you'll have like an asshole like Turbo Sean in chat who corrects you. Yeah.
Well, of course, Sean would. He's
of course.
Let's see here now. Surface Kane says, "Hey, Magic Mike Minotti and Jeff, author of several best-selling fantasy novels." Grubb.
Real quick, I got for the second time, probably from the same person, got a letter in my human house mailbox where it was filled with a bunch of like stickers, like white blank stickers, and a letter saying, "Hey, can you sign these and mail them back to me so I can put them in my Magic books that are written by Jeff Grubb?" And I'm just like, you got the wrong Jeff Grubb. I mean, I might still do it and then still just tell them you got the wrong Jeff Grubb. But yeah, that continues to be very weird.
What's the most critically reviled game you'll go to bat for every time? I'm a big fan of Metal Gear Survive in Dynasty Warriors 9, aka the one even Dynasty Warrior fans hate. So clearly my opinions on games as a whole should be considered suspect at best. My opinions are usually pretty good, Jeff, you know? There's like some, like even when I'm like slightly more high on a game that people dislike, it's something crazy. Like I kind of defend Star Fox Zero. I know you're a big fan of the terrible Fallout 4.
Yes, the reviled Fallout 4, the despised and disgraced Fallout game. Yes. I think you're like, remember like last time we talked about it, you're like, you think that game's okay, and I'm like, no, I think it's great, and you're like, great? Are you insane? It's like, yeah, I think it's great. I had a really great time playing that. I go to bat still for Assassin's Creed Unity. I had fun playing that game. A lot of fun playing that game. So Yeah,
I
but
like
people really hate
Bugs
it.
Bunny's Birthday Blowout for the NES.
Of course you do. Of course you would love.
I think that was a
Bugs
fun
Bunny
game. I don't think there's
blowout.
anything wrong with that game.
Yeah. I don't know. Nothing else comes to mind.
Yes, that's fair. Christian says, Grubb, are you going to get the physical version of the Rift Tracks game for the Switch?
I might. That's pretty cool. I kind of like the cover a lot,
You
actually.
get 2 free movies when you buy it, apparently.
Oh, okay. Oh, man, I love Rift Tracks. Adding that shit to my Plex server. Yeah, okay, I might do that then. That's pretty cool. July 11th? I should probably... Oh, that's today. I should probably order that then.
I think Limited Run's in a good position because there's going to be a point where like they're the only ones releasing physical games.
Yep.
They just got to hope that consoles still play them or something. I don't know. Matt Rare Monkey says, hello, Mike, Cruiseboat, Naughty, and Jeff. I'm in danger, Grubb. Will anyone even care about Call of Duty on Switch? What if it's just a port of Call of Duty Mobile? Yeah, they might not care. They just might not care.
Yep. They might. There's a strong possibility that they won't care.
One versus CPU says, did either of you play Gal Guardians, aka the horny Castlevania?
Oh,
Talk
yeah.
about underrated 2023 games. It's like my favorite game of the year after Tears of the Kingdom. No, I do want to play that, actually.
I played a little bit of it.
Is it on Switch? Is it on sale on the sale? Maybe I'll see if it's on sale. Gal Guardians. Like I could.
What was it called
jive with that.
originally?
Oh, did it have a different name?
I think so. Yeah.
Was it a hornier name or something?
I think it was like a more clearly a ripoff name, I think. I can't remember.
Yeah. Gal Guardians. Okay, we'll have to figure that out. Oh, is this based off Galgun? I kind of want to play Galgun also.
Oh, it was just Grim Guardians went up versus CPU, and I guess that must have been close to something else. I don't know.
Yeah, I want to play Galguns. I've been having kind of a shmup thing lately. Always be Corgi saying, hello, Jeff. Knows too much about Bowsette Grubb, and Mike almost said too much about Daisy Minotti. What's that, Jeff?
It's impossible to know too much about Bowsette.
When Nintendo character, what Nintendo characters would you pick for your Love Boat TV show? Well, Mario, I think it should just be the Mario crew. Like Mario's the captain, Luigi is also there, Wario's like the bad boy, Princess Daisy and Princess Peach are the women that in an 80s show where they're not allowed to make important decisions.
Right.
They're usually in bikinis.
Yep.
Yeah. So it'd be pretty offensive.
Right. You have the girl next door in Peach, and then the slut in Daisy. Is that what it is?
The girl next, yeah.
Because that's Gilligan's Island, right? There's a girl next door and a slut.
Yeah,
right?
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
I like that. Dan Park says, yeah, I do. Not new Lost Vikings when. I was about to scream absolutely never, but why I could see getting some smaller team. What they had an incubation thing at Blizzard forever to try make new projects, and very little has come out of it. I don't know why at some point it's hey, this small team here wants to make a new 2D Lost Vikings for funsies. Why not? But hasn't happened yet. I don't know if it ever will. Lost Vikings did show up in Heroes of the Storm, so they're not completely forgotten. How about that?
Lost Vikings. I always loved the idea of Lost Vikings. That is one of those games I first played on one of those LodgeNet hotel Super Nintendos, and it stuck with me for a long time. I'm I gotta find that game somewhere, and eventually I did. Rented it.
And Turbo Sean just showed some more furry bait. Throwback to a classic Nintendogs pick, Carmelita from Sly Cooper, yay or nay? I mean, this is just Crystal from Star Fox and a bit more of a squirrel thing going on here, I guess.
Is that a squirrel? It doesn't look
a squirrel.
Because the ears are a bit too
all the
flamey.
furries look the same, Not all the furries look the same.
It's either just another fox. I think it's a squirrel, actually. That looks
It looks like a
to
squirrel
me.
tail, definitely. She's a fox. Okay.
Shit. All right.
No, that's actually just his opinion on her looks, actually. He's saying she's foxy. She's a fox.
Yeah.
Oh,
she's a lady. Whoa. All right. That's it for all of that. Why don't we take another quick break? We got some super chats. We'll talk about what we've been playing. How does it sound to you, Jeff?
Sounds good.
Let's go. We could just get right back into it. I don't have to go to the potty or anything.
Okay, hang on. Get rid of this fox.
Gal Guardian Demon Purge is still 20.
Getting rid of the fox? Impossible.
Let's see. People
Answer the question, bitch.
Oh, yes. Yeah, definitely, Jay.
Okay, cool.
I meant to do that as part of a bit, then I got distracted. That was yes. Yay, for sure.
Is Sly Cooper doing the hover hand, like he's afraid to like put his hand on her hip or something? I don't know.
No, she has his hand closed for a better grip.
Sure.
I think that better grip would be if the hand was
firmly
you can
placed
get Gal-
on the hips there. Yes.
You can get a demo for Gal Guardians on your Switch.
All right, we'll go for it. I have a handful more super chats.
All right, let's do that. Then we'll talk about what we've been playing, which I don't think is too much, and then we'll be done. And we are back. Mr. Grubb, I believe we have some more super chats. Would you please share?
Yes, I am looking here at where we left off and picking up here with Jeremy G, who says Knuble is best mod. And listen, I as a father, I cannot play favorites. So, excuse me, as daddy, I cannot play favorites with my mods. So, but Knuble, very good. Burrito says, Mike, have you tried the controller support on System Shock? Is it good? Anyone try it on Steam Deck and does it run well? That's too perverse for me to play System Shock with a controller, so I've not tried that.
I'm sorry. I'm just not. No, I gotta play that mouse and keyboard. I don't know. I'm sorry.
I bet it. I haven't heard anyone complain about it. I bet it's fine. I'm fine. I bet it's fine on Steam Deck. And then if it's not, you got the trackpads and stuff. T-Bucket23, I know it's not on Switch yet, but have you checked out Dave the Diver, which just sold over 1 million copies on Steam? Yeah, I played a little bit of it, and it seems pretty good. I don't quite get why everyone's so gaga over it, so maybe I haven't played enough of it to figure that out. But it seems like a really fine game with a fine loop. Yeah, seems good.
I just have a hard time seeing myself getting to that anytime soon.
Yeah, that's fair. El Grug asks, when was the last time Jeff went to Arby's? And it's been a while.
Wow, I was there today. Piece of shit.
Yeah, I wonder what's going on there. I know I want to go there, but it's getting a little bit more difficult with Steph working from home for me to just be like, oh, I'm gonna step out and run and go get us all lunch because.
Oh, I saw you using DoorDash for Sheets, so you couldn't possibly do that for Arby's.
No, when I was using Grubhub, excuse you.
Sorry.
When I was using Grubhub to order stuff, I was definitely doing Arby's pretty often, but I've also tried to cut back on that to save money. So, yeah, it's probably been like 2-3 months. We gotta start
selling out so that Jeff can afford his Arby's.
Come on, everybody, get us that. Go just send this to Arby's with like a sad in the arms of an angel thing.
We actually made that push to get the really. We need to really be real strong in the Arby's thing again. We got to really make that sponsorship happen for reals now.
AT says, I haven't played Super Mario RPG in over 10 years and was about to play it again on my CRT when the remake was announced. Should I wait for the remake? And
wait for the remake.
That was AT's first ever super chat on our channel.
Thank you
so much, AT. Yeah, I think I'm inclined to say wait for the remake. Because
I don't want to have because it looks like it's gonna be a pretty 1-to-1 remake. You're not gonna want to like play the remake and feel like, oh, I just did this. Just wait at this point. There's plenty of other classic JRPGs you can play instead. Play that Live Alive remake if you haven't done that. That's great.
JD Camp in chat real quick says Bill Simmons podcast has Arby's ads. Bill Simmons, that dumb Boston bitch, gets Arby's ads?
No, wait, hey, whoa. He's going to be family soon if we get in on this.
Oh, okay.
You take that back.
Okay. All right. Listen, I'll forgive him if we get it.
Arby's family.
You'll get the me and Bill Simmons doing the Macho Man Hawk handshake. Ooh, put it there, brother.
I like it.
Fucking Bill Simmons. Printy Dude says, Pikmin fans on another level paying for a twerking Alamar ad to play on a New York City billboard promoting people to buy Pikmin 4. You'll love to see it. I've not seen this. Is this a thing?
Pretty good, though. Sounds pretty good.
Yeah, that sounds amazing. And shout outs to Pikmin fans. They're real ones.
Yeah, they're real horny.
They're horny for Alamar's twerking ass.
Everyone's saying they're horny for Arby's.
I expect that to be a name in the next episode's questions thing. This question comes from Alamar's twerking ass. From Tyler James Bay. Remember when Mike bid $70 on Hellblade 2 and Final Fantasy 7? Have you taken a look at your fantasy?
No, it's a lost cause. They're right.
Critic.
It all went wrong. It's a lost cause.
You did spend a lot of money on those games early on. Yeah, that was pretty rough.
Yeah, I messed up. I didn't really understand how it worked. And yeah, neither of those games are coming out. I'm fucked. It's Jover. It's Jover, Jeff. It's Jover. Man, I mean, gosh, I thought that maybe Hellblade 2 would come out this year. Then we got to their showcase, and it had like a more cryptic trailer than Fable.
Yes.
I don't know what that was. That was such an awful trailer. I think most people forgot about it. Like, what the hell was that? Ugh. I'm like, I wasn't that excited for that game, and I'm even more so like, this is not going to be my bullshit at all. It doesn't even look like a real video game still. So I don't know why I ever put any faith in freaking Hellblade.
I picked up a handful of games over the past week. I picked up Helldivers 2, Thirsty Suitors, Hot Wheels Unleashed 2, and Double Dragon Gaiden: Rise of the Dragons. That's on top of my.
I think you might have some. Speaking of stuff, I feel like you might have some insider info on some of these.
I don't know what you're talking about.
No, this is fair.
And Sonic Superstars was one I picked up last week, I think. And then the only game I have that has released is Street Fighter 6, which is actually that was a big win.
Well.
That was a win very well. But I got pretty frustrated because I tried to pick up Super Mario Brothers Wonder, and someone had already picked up earlier in the year unannounced 2D Mario game.
Wow,
I'm like, what a
good for
fucking
that.
move!
Wow.
That is incredible. So
Good job. They could just win.
I know. Yeah, I'll see if I can find out who it is. But
Was it
Do
you?
you
Christian?
understand?
No.
Do you understand how the system works now, Chef?
Yes, I'll be better next year.
I was texting Sean like 2 weekends ago, like, just tell me what to fucking do. What am I supposed to be? What am I looking at? Why can't I bid on
You
anything?
dumb bitch.
Yes, and I'm like, you can make fun of me for being old all you want, but just tell me. And
By the way, I'm pretty sure it was Tyler James Bay who is in the chat right now.
Good job, Tyler.
yes, and then Bench JC counterpicked Super Mario Brothers Wonder, so that's gonna be pretty painful as well because I bet that's gonna be pretty well reviewed. So
Yes, probably.
all right. Last super chat here from Dazen. Yo, dogs, assuming it's the last year of full Switch support, it's been a pretty good year. What last year for a console do you feel is the best one?
You brought up Super Nintendo earlier, and that is pretty nuts. Just the Yoshi's Island Mario RPG duo alone.
And there's
I think
Donkey Kong Country 2
3.
and 3 in there? Yes. Yeah.
Well, like 3 might have even been like after 64 was out.
Yes, for like well after it. Yes, I think so. I like it. Yeah.
Like even what was Super Metroid? I know probably 95, so not like last year, but it's a later game.
Yeah.
94, not quite as late. Super Nintendo, I think is gotta be pretty high up there for.
Yeah, that's the one.
year.
That's the one I think of. I think after that it gets a little bit more. Either the systems did end abruptly, but didn't have a great last year, or they are. It's a bit more nebulous, like a PlayStation 2, which just like goes on and on and on. So like, what is the last year?
Even like GameCube, a lot of its best stuff was kind of the beginning and the middle, not really like by the end it's like Metroid Prime 2 and Geist.
Yes.
Not exactly the same. PlayStation 2 probably did have some good stuff still at the end with like God of War 2.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Fantasy 12, Kingdom Hearts 2. So yeah, PlayStation 2 and Persona 3 and 4 were very late on PS2. PS2 might actually be another strong one.
Yep. That does it for the super chats, Mike. Back to you.
All right, Jeff. So what have you been playing? I think you've kind of just been getting further
Cleaning up Zelda.
Cleaning up Zelda. You said. Sorry.
I was gonna say I'm going to town in the depths. Is all I was gonna say. Go ahead.
That's what I wanted to bring up. Like you're going to town in the depths. Like is so that you're feeling compelled to like really clean up that instead of like pushing through and seeing the end.
Yeah, because I haven't looked anything up for the game. So I have like had a few conversations here and there that have pointed me in the right direction for a couple of things, but I haven't looked up anything. And I find the process of uncovering things in the depths to one be rewarding in itself. I really like that exploration, but then having that as this like reverse engineering thing for the map above it to be like, okay, because I know that there is a light route there's going to be a shrine here, and so I should just keep uncovering stuff underground because it's easier to do that. Usually it's easier to find these things in a lot of cases, not always, but in a lot of cases it is. And so if I fill out the map down there, I can then go up on the surface and start, picking up and to be like, okay, there should be something there. Let's go see if we can figure it out now. And I have the shrine detector and all that stuff turned on. And so it's just a really satisfying process for me. And so, yeah, I'm doing that. And that is part of that is cleaning up all these other side quests. I'm not like the ones that are like big projects, like Lurelin Village or whatever, like we're completely rebuilding that. I haven't done that. I kind of want to, but it's like, no, I'm actually just kind of going to stick to being this wanderer who finds stuff and quickly fixes things and then moves on.
Yeah, there's like that. And there's like some village that wanted me to help with like an election. I was like, I'm not gonna do that. Actually, I'm not gonna do like some quest where mostly talking to NPCs. I'm not about that.
Right. And there's a couple of things like there where it's like you could pick and choose, and you could do the ones that are fun for you, and then the obviously getting the band together to unlock all the goddesses or the fairies or whatever, the great fairies.
That's important.
It's like that's important, and it's also kind of fun to get the band out there and have them sing and figure all that stuff out. And it's like that kind of fills that need. And if you want to do more of that, the game does have more stuff kind of similar to that, and that riffs on that idea. But if you want to play the game your way, the game mostly is going to facilitate that. It's mostly going to provide that for you. And so I've been just kind of happy poking around. I definitely like looked at the map and it was like, okay, this is what I was doing today when I was playing a little bit. I'm like, okay, there's the Lost Woods. There, and I'm gonna go find that spot in the depths and see what I can find. And I found a lot. So it's like, okay, yeah, this is exactly what I'm like. Exactly the way I want to be playing it. No one told me to go to Lost Woods in the game. I bet there's someone that you could talk to that does kind of give you some guidance about that stuff. And that would have been fine too. I like it when that happens, but I also I just decided to look at the way this world works and functions and make a decision on my own about how I want to explore. And then because I understand the way the world works, I was rewarded because it turns out that I was onto something there. That is very, very cool. And I really like that about this game. So yeah, 120 hours in, I'm like right at about 100 shrines, just really adoring it.
So like you definitely played actually a lot more than I did. 'Cause I think I beat it at probably 80 hours. And that's more typical for me. I usually at some point
it definitely comes down to me playing without the HUD as well for a long time. Yeah. I think that was like a lot of aimless wandering and enjoying that stuff and missing some, not playing optimally at all. And I'm like, the way I played Breath of the Wild was very much like, okay, I'm reviewing this game, I'm going to get through it. But I'm kind of just playing it nonstop and doing the next thing. And here I'm like, I'll just kind of see what happens when I start poking around. So yeah, it's good.
Well, I have just been continuing the Final Fantasy Pixel Remaster thing. I'm very deep into Final Fantasy 4. I could probably beat it in a day or two actually. And this is the one I've actually kind of thrown shade at before for kind of being not my favorite, for being an overrated Final Fantasy game. I was definitely feeling that again in the beginning. It's very simple. There's not a lot of customization you can do. You just, have characters join your party, and they do what they do. They learn some new abilities when they level up, and, you kind of have to work with what you got. But I am enjoying it more this time around, especially kind of like after the first kind of half when it really gets going, when you finally get a pretty solid party. It's actually kind of nice the way that magic is pretty required in this game. And in a lot of the Final Fantasies, I feel like I can just make everybody auto attack. In this one, especially with Rydia and her summon abilities, I am depending on those a lot. So actually worrying about MP management, stuff like that, is kind of a little interesting compared to, again, some of the more attack spammy Final Fantasies out there. But it is just really charming in a lot of ways, and I think I'm just allowing myself to enjoy that more and not just think about the ways I like Final Fantasy 5 and 6 better. So I think I'm not ultimately going to like this more than those two, and that's always been my real problem with 4. I just don't think it ultimately holds up to 5 and 6, but I am appreciating it for what it is, and I'm still really enjoying the Pixel remasters. I think they look great, they sound incredible, and that continues to be the case here. Really, really good remixed soundtracks.
Yeah, you're getting through these pretty fast, right? Like you started Final Fantasy 3 just a couple of weeks ago, and is it still just your bedtime game, and you're playing a couple hours at night, and then you're through it?
Yeah, I was also kind of sick Sunday and Monday, so I spent a lot of time in bed,
okay.
So a lot of time playing Final Fantasy 4. But like I remember even the last time I played Final Fantasy 4, I don't think it was longer than 15 hours, certainly not 20 hours. I don't think it's till I think 5 maybe is a little longer, and then 6 again a little longer, and then 7's when like 30 hours becomes the norm for that and JRPGs in general, unless you're playing Dragon Quest 7 for a long time. And then all of a sudden we're now here we are now where Octopath Traveler 2 is an 80-hour JRPG.
Yep. Yeah, very fun. I also, I'm like really looking forward to Pikmin 4. So it's like I wanted to play the demo. I played about a half an hour of it, but I decided I'm gonna put it aside to where a little bit closer to the release, and then I'll blast through that demo and carry over my save.
It is kind of weird because I played that game for like 3 hours. It's a big demo.
Yeah, and now you gotta
like,
wait. Yeah,
I guess I'm not playing anymore for like a while. I hope it's gonna be a little awkward just jumping back into it, but I'll be fine.
Yep.
But I was enjoying it.
Totally. But yeah, that's it for me.
Yeah, it's same. I think we can get out of here. We need to pick a topic for next week, and I almost kind of want to do it now.
Okay.
Before
What are you thinking?
I forget.
We're halfway through the year, so if you want to do any like roundups of stuff that's happened so far, I don't know like what, but
the problem is if it's favorite game, it's like there's Zelda.
Yeah. Exactly.
There. Yeah, so that's always a little bit hard. But
you can do your most disappointing game of the first half or something like that.
Yeah. Do you have any? Yeah. What's the most disappointing Switch game in the first half? There you go. Because I think there might be something.
Might be some interesting stuff in there.
There you go. Thank you, Jeff. You did it.
You're
a hero.
welcome. Absolutely.
All right, and all that's gonna do it. You can start playing us out, buddy. All right, thanks for listening to Last of Nintendogs, everybody. We'll be back on Thursday with Game Mass Decides at 9 p.m. Eastern. We're gonna come up with some fun games to play after we get offline. Here, I think I've got some ideas actually. Jeff, we're doing some Giant Bomb shenanigans too. We're gonna play some AEW tomorrow. We might do like the big new Blight Club Thursday, but if not that, me and you will do something at least.
Yep, exactly. We'll have a backup. We'll come up with something fun. Maybe more licensed games or something like that. We'll see. It'll be fun.
Yep, we'll figure something out.
Giantbomb.com. Go follow us there. Absolutely. Also, we keep putting new stuff in the merch store on giantbomb.com. You should check that out. Store.giantbomb.com. Speaking of which, we might put some more stuff up on the our store here pretty soon. So
yeah,
look out for that. We'll see. If you didn't get a Phil Spencer shirt, that's you missed out. You missed your opportunity. Bye, everybody.
Some Love Boat merch.
Love Boat. The exclusive vendor of Love Boat merchandise in 2023. Game Mets.
Random.
Damn.